Hi guys, sorry we're late. Yeah, that's why we just jumped in like that. Sorry guys, being overbooked, right? And welcome to Persuasion TV. How would you say this? Good evening to all you in Asia, and of course, good afternoon to all you guys in Europe, and of course, good morning to all you guys in Americas and especially Canada, right? Let's see how it goes. Today we're overbooked. That's why there's some technical issues. Guests will be jumping in and out. So let's bring them on. Okay. Any words to say before we bring them on, Jamie?
Okay. All I can say is your 3 strikes on Nuno. I think he's on his 3rd strike, and
Yep,
I
he's out.
think it's
out.
It's Levy out, Nuno out, and Enoch better get their act together, otherwise they're next.
Yep. Okay, let's bring in the guests. And sorry to say, let me find this. Let's go. Technical issues. Hi guys. Let me slowly bring all you guys in. You have a full house. All right. First, I'd like to welcome David Harris from Irish Spurs. Yeah, his debut today on Persuasion TV. Welcome, David. Right, and of course Josh too.
I appreciate you having me.
And Josh has got his own channel too. Josh, the Tottenham guy on YouTube. Right. Later, I'll give you all the turn to do your intro to your channels and all that. But sorry for the bit of technical issues today, right?
That was my fault.
Yeah, no, not your fault. My fault. Overbooked. We're overbooked. I still got people waiting in the back.
I did say to Eugene after last night's debacle, I wasn't that sure I wanted to be on. I wanted to start my week positively, and I thought having to dredge through last night's result wasn't the best way of doing things. But looking at our screen here, it looks like we've got half a millennia of fandom and several luminaries from other channels. So it should be good.
Yep. Let's make it good. But of course, I wanted to do the show in a positive note, but
given the
I don't know what to say.
circumstances,
I don't know what
you just sitting down.
I don't know what to say anymore. Right? After the Burnley game, I did put out a tweet onto a group chat. I'm not sure. I think David is on, or maybe I did say that the squad looks lost. They've got no direction, and I think Nuno has lost the squad, and of course, our owners have lost the squad, right? So they don't look like footballers to me anymore, right? I think they're just taking the ball and having a run on the grass, the kind of scenario. No effort, and Manchester United, to tell the truth, if we pressed them really good and hard, right, we could have won that game, but.
Yeah,
we couldn't.
We did
do
what we
much
always
of anything.
do. We capitulated.
Yeah. And of course, the team selection also another thing that we have to talk about. But okay, guys, let's go this way. First of all, about the team selection, that's the starting problem that I see. The team that he put out, right? That shows what kind of manager he is and at what level of a manager he is. Like what Bobby has been saying, he's a mediocre manager. Get mediocre kind of results, okay, or mediocre kind of thinking and all the things. But let me go to Adam first. Team selection. What do you think?
He got it so wrong on like putting Davis over Reguilon. I mean, as far as I know, Reguilon wasn't even injured, so like I don't know what possessed him like to do that. Like, I mean, like it's Halloween today. Like, yeah, I mean, did he come one day earlier and he was just possessed by a freaking spirit or something? Like, I have no idea what went on. Like, and also,
yeah, I think my camera's possessed.
Yeah, exactly.
They're here.
Halloween.
And also, like the Chelsea starting as well over Ndombele. I know Ndombele is my best player, but my God, I mean the Chelsea. I've wanted to give Lachasso chances like in the past. Don't get me wrong. Like I've always like wanted him to do good, but he's not. He didn't like do himself any favors yesterday at all. Like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kim and Arthur.
Yeah, sure. So, hello.
They come as a package.
Can I just say as well, really honoured to be on one with the Irish Hotspur. I've been watching you for ages, Dave. You and Jack.
Oh, David.
Wicked.
Oh, look. No, I really appreciate that. You're too kind.
Anyway, yes. So
we don't have enough space on the screen. If you boost his ego, there'll not be enough space on the screen. We've already got 10 faces on there. We can only take up so much room on the screen.
Yeah, I think the Lo Celso in midfield that hurt us. I don't want to get on any of our players' backs really, but I've never seen him offer us anything really. When we signed him, I was hoping he'd be the sort of player that offer maybe not a replacement for Eriksen, but something approaching it at least. But he never takes control of the game, so we weakened ourselves. I'd much rather have seen Tanguy in there. And as we know with Ben Davis, we know what we're going to get with Ben Davis. So I won't say enough there. It's just, I don't know, and the substitution as well, but I won't go on to that because we're talking about the lineup. But yeah, any thoughts, Dad?
Yeah, I got plenty of thoughts.
I bet you have.
Remember, Arthur, remember, you've got to wait till 10 minutes before you can start getting colourful.
I promise I'll hold the language back.
I'll let you guys know, don't worry, right?
Well, I sat there yesterday.
He'll do it with the gesticulation.
I sat there yesterday, and the first half, we were playing some good football. We really were. And I thought, yeah, nice stuff. All we need now is a goal or two. The second half, well, I don't know what the hell happened. The team just disappeared up its own backside, I think. Dreadful. And then when he substituted Mora, that was, to me, and the rest of the crowd, unbelievable. Best player on the park.
Well, we are Tottenham TV was saying Mora was the best player throughout the match, and then they take him off, and then all the comments on the channel were like, "What the bleep is he doing?" I mean, he's lost it.
Big WTF, like.
Well, I have to say, I didn't come home and I didn't watch it last night because it's all fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, sitting pitch side as I was, listening to what was going on around me, and believe me, there is an upswelling there now. After yesterday, there were 30 guys got turned out in front of me. You know, the security chucked them out because they were so colourful in language and what gesticulating. We're on the verge, I think, at the start of a revolution, as Rez and I agreed earlier on. And I think it's probably gonna roll, a bit like a snowball downhill. It's gonna get bigger and bigger.
You sure it's a snowball?
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen, and I think Levy, if I was Levy, I'd be very worried right now.
Especially if it's not a snowball.
Yeah. but then, you know, although we're talking team selection, as my dear daughter just reminded me, Levy's still behind all that goes on there. And if he doesn't want someone in the side, he'll stop them from being picked. So who are you going to pick out of the squad that we've got? There's nobody. Kane's lost it. He's
just showing up to make up the numbers. I think we should sell him and invest.
He cannot be bothered. I can tell you, close hand watching him. His body's there, but his mind and his control is elsewhere.
He's unengaged.
Post-Man City depression.
We've lost our world-class striker, and Sonny. Well, he's running up blind alleys. There's nobody feeding him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's running around in circles. The whole thing is a mess. It really is. And well, if I had my way, I'd say, right, you lot, you're out. We're bringing the new crew, but you can't do it like that. But
if you had your way, I would fear for the players' safety.
You see, I suggest anybody that goes along to watch them now, takes a big sick bag with them.
Yeah.
The issue.
We now have discovered a new candidate for Nuno's job. Has just thrown his hat and sick bag into the arena.
8 to 11 on.
It's
the
terrible.
issue with the
It's
team
terrible.
selection.
Arthur for manager.
The issue with the team selection is
Yeah.
the issue with the team
There's
selection
no
is not.
fire there anymore. There's no.
Well, this is it.
no
This is
passion.
the thing. It's not a case of. It's not a case of. Nuno got the team selection wrong. I mean, he did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the fact that he got it wrong. It's the fact that he couldn't get it right.
That's right.
Yeah. We don't have the requisite players for any manager to be able to get the team selection right. Any team that we field right now will be wrong. Yeah.
Rez, just to underline that, he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
If he doesn't. Exactly. Right. Because the players will let him or any other manager down, right?
Yeah,
and that is something that they're responsible for, sure, absolutely, right? But at the same time, the reason that they're letting him down is outside of the players' control, is outside of the manager's control. The culture at our club is rotten, and a fish rots from the head.
Right through.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We could swap managers every day. We could turn into Watford on steroids. Yeah.
They've already let down 4 managers.
Yeah, exactly. And change our manager every game, right? Or every season, or every half season. The same things will keep repeating themselves. So I mean, I blame Nuno for the substitution. That was being awful, that first sub. But for the team that he fielded, the only real difference I thought it might have made would be Reggie, and even he's not on form. None of them are. So we can lambast him all we like, but it will be the same. People on the forums on people saying, "Oh, we should do whatever we can to get Potter." Why would he come here?
You wouldn't, would you?
No.
Yeah.
Any decent manager would be a lunatic to join Spurs.
Absolutely.
And any decent
hold
player.
on. The manager part will come to afterwards.
We'll
right?
come to.
Now we're talking about selection. Adam, Arthur, Kim, Rez, we all agree that there was some kind of weird effed up selection. Oh, we passed the 10-minute mark. You can swear now, guys.
Fucking brilliant.
All right. And the best part now, right? Okay. Let's get David. David, team selection. What were your thoughts when you came
don't
up?
speak in Morse code.
And I was following you in the chats during the pump up show that you were doing yesterday on We Are Tottenham, right? When Davis' name was put in, I put it in the chats, right? He's going to cost us the game, right? So David, sorry.
David.
Your thoughts.
You still call Ben Davis there, mate. I'm going to take it.
Do you know what? Look, first of all, I want to say it's a pleasure. Thanks very much for having me. And it's a pleasure to be on with all of you. I do tune in when I can. And I do
compliment David.
So thanks very much for having me. But look, in terms of team selection, honestly, when I seen the team selection for pre-match pump-up, I wanted to end it straight away because look, I know, and every fan across the world knows exactly what's going to happen when Ben Davies plays. Look, he wasn't at fault for all goals yesterday, but the thing is, he was the one that sent the game out into a spiraling out of control. He was the pin to the balloon. He popped it, and then we just caved. Everyone in the world could see that was going to happen, and look, then you go on to that. Nuno, he got out tacticked and outsmarted by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for fuck's sake.
The question is, how can you outsmart a dumb decision? It wasn't a smart decision.
Gosh, everyone was expecting United to go at 4-2-3-1 yesterday, right? They didn't do it. They switched to a back five. But as soon as the team sheets came out, Nuno has to turn around to Ben Davies and say, look, I'm sending you off to Lapland for a week, or you've got a cold or something. I'm bringing Reguilon back in. Because all that's coming down that side is Wan-Bissaka.
Absolutely.
Once you put Ben Davies in the team, the only thing that's going to happen, and I said it before the game, and I was saying it to Josh, you're going to see Fernandes drift out that side, put balls into the box. You're going to see Ronaldo make runs off the back of when the ball's out the other side. And it happened yesterday because, unfortunately, Anytime this guy plays, we've seen it under Mourinho, you've seen it under Pochettino. Anytime he plays, he is a target. Teams target him. Now, look, if Nuno's sitting there and he's going, okay, well, that's the plan. Draw them on down that side, take the ball off them and go forward. It's a ludicrous plan because we're all sitting here talking about, lack of firepower up front. We're not creating chances. It's fucking boring to watch. But Reguilon and Son down that side, it's the most creative side. It's stats, it's facts. Everything comes from down that side. Yeah. So if you're looking to go and beat United, which he should have been, why are you taking Reguilon out of the team? He was never enough to go and beat United yesterday. That's my opinion. As soon as you've seen that. And look, my fear is ultimately, the matter, taking off Lucas Moura was an absolute disgraceful call. You're looking at Sean Maguire, right? Both of them on yellow cards playing down the same side after 20, 25 minutes. Yeah. My God, you have one of the best players in the world to cause them problems for the rest of the game in Lucas Moura. Get him on the ball and get him running at them. Them two defenders are clumsy enough to lunge in again and get themselves a red card. They're clumsy enough to do it. So why is he taking off Lucas Moura instead of getting him to attack down that side? But then you go on to the manager. Look, it's not all his fault. A lot of these players have to take the blame as well. But right now, there's nothing right now. There's no creativity. Defense looked like it was being solved. That's now leaky again. You know what I mean? So and for me, it doesn't look like the players are playing for him. It doesn't actually look like there's a clear game plan going forward. Because yesterday when I watched it, Lucas Moura and Son are inside way too much with Harry Kane. So, and then you have Højbjerg getting forward as well. You also have Lo Celso. So there's 5 players all playing in the one area. You're looking for your wing backs to create the width. Now, we were never going to create the width with Ben Davies on the pitch, are we? So ultimately, everything we were trying to do was coming down the right-hand side or through the middle. Yeah. Can't do because we're blocking it up with the amount of players we're asking to play in the middle. Like, there's no game plan there. There's no saying to Sonny, like, stay out wide, wait for the ball to come. Once you get the ball in space, attack them. Same as Lucas Moura. You know, there's no direct game plan for Harry Kane. Look, I know a lot of people are saying he's washed up, he's finished. I can get that argument. All I want to say on that piece is just, look, I want to see if we do get a different manager, what he's like before I make that call personally, because I'm seeing such struggle. Endon, Lo Celso, Lucas. You know, I'm seeing them all struggle under this manager going forward. So I would like to wait to see if another manager does come in and make that call. But look, you know, ultimately, on the macro level, it's all the owners. You know, they have us in this position. But absolutely. My fear is you could roll the dice again on a manager, you know what I mean? And you could get the same results because of these players. But again, you know, you could roll the dice on the manager and it could work out. So I'm not really sure where I'm at right now. Right now, I kind of would be pushing for a bit of Nuno to go. I'm not inspired by him. I don't want to watch his press conferences. Some of the stuff he's saying after games weirds me out. It's not right. I'm kind of sitting there like, what game is he watching? You know, look, this club is a shambles from top to bottom right now. I haven't been this low as a Spurs fan since I was born in 1991.
David, if we had Klopp or Guardiola, it would be exactly the same.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
It wouldn't matter.
I agree. But you know what my fear is? You bring in a new manager, then Doherty will get another chance. Winks will get another chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you guys say no to Ryan Mason.
But even then, you see, the thing is, even if we did give Winks and Ali and Doherty another chance, it would still be temporary because their abilities would show themselves. But the problem becomes it's not the fact that they're there, it's the fact that everything else is wrong. Someone said something to me last night actually that really, really resonated. Mm-hmm. He said that at the academy, the coaches at the academy are all yes men, right? Yeah. Because they will because Levy will basically not allow anyone to tell him how to do his job, right?
That's the thing. He's just surrounded by yes men from top to bottom in that club, not just the academy.
He doesn't,
and it becomes an echo chamber.
Yeah. And he doesn't want other opinions.
Yeah, and then that will filter down to those members of staff who aren't in a position to tell him how to do his job, but are still working to him. And that includes the players. This is the cultural problem we've got. Yeah.
Rez, I'll quote a comment I made a little while ago. The maggots start at the top of a barrel and work their way through. And that's what's happening.
Absolutely. When you've got a control freak And that's what Levy is. When you've got a control freak at the top of the organization, that causes problems throughout the whole organization. Yeah. And that's a truism in every aspect of working life. And think of it. Ultimately, the club is just another organization with staff. When you've got a control freak at the top, that's what's going to happen.
That's what's ruining the club. That's what this is why I'm saying football's been ruined. Football was made for the working man, and yet it's been taken over and turned into a business. It's not a business. We love football because we love football, not because we love the tourism and the business side that comes with it. Like, hear me out, right? An iguana, right? If you chop off its tail will grow back. To kill it, you need to chop off of its head. That is Enoch, right? The tail is the manager. Enoch will just sack the manager. That's cutting the iguana's tail off. It will just grow back. The problem still resonates. If you want to kill Enoch, you got to cut it off from the top. Cut it off his head. Get rid of Enoch. Solve the problem. Be done with it. Football's back. Glory, glory, Tottenham fucking Hotspur.
I think Josh, football's a rich man's plaything now.
Yeah. And okay, Brad, your feelings on the selection? We go on the selection.
Well, first of all, what Josh was saying, the Spurs Express tweeted that the Spurs hierarchy believes they have answered all the questions relating to the footballing side of the business.
Absolutely.
What's that even mean?
Footballing side of the business. And that to me says...
Did they fail English or something?
It says it all. And also, I think Højbjerg has just given a quote. You could put my cleaning lady as the coach and I will give it my all. It should be the same for everyone. And I don't know if anyone saw his clip on Match of the Day. He actually stopped his interview by saying, I don't want to say anymore. So there's obviously things that aren't right there. Going back to what Arthur said about...
We've got an emergency. If you look at Wayne Bonner's comment, we need to get the Samaritans to call him.
I'm gonna call a vicar, mate, and get an.
Oh my word!
I think he needs an exorcism.
Just to add on to what Levy's done to him. Quotes from players.
Go on, Brad.
Hugo Lloris after the West Ham game made a quote, and I was concerned when I said it about players giving up. You're talking 7-8 games into the season, and he's already talked about players giving up. And then add to what Brad was saying, and you add Hugo's comments on top of that, Brad. You know, it's not good.
No, it's not. And also, I think what Arthur was saying earlier about this is the start of a revolution. I think WhatsApp one of my friends when that was going on. I said, this is the beginning of the end. It is the start of a revolution, but I've looked at Twitter, and there are still some pro-Levy people on there. I have a feeling that we might have a bit of a civil war before we get the revolution. So
Brett usually does need a civil war.
Just one thing. I think this is a malaise that was papered over with, footballing paracetamol for the first couple of weeks, and it's just come back because the medication wasn't right. The time it took to get the manager, the Euros, everything. We came away out of a season depressed. We went through the summer stressed. We entered the season with a little glimmer of hope, but it just was a little blip that doesn't hide the fact that we're still in a degree of chaos, and it's not been fixed. It's just been papered over, and the paper's being ripped now.
Yeah, Johnny.
What they don't realise is that football means a lot to the ordinary guy.
Means
a lot to me. Football is my life. But do you know what? Watching football is the only reason I wake up of a weekend.
Yeah,
I love. Wow. I want to get behind my team 110%. But when you put performances in like that, it's very fucking hard to do that. Right? Why he picked Ben Davies? Why he put Ben Davies on the pitch? Like, is completely and utterly beyond me.
Stability, Josh. Stability was his official quote.
Remember that? Ben Davies.
The only
stability,
thing. Yeah, well, I mean,
consistency.
He might have put that in for stability, but my mental health isn't stable after that. I'm telling you that much for a fact.
No one's is.
But why you put Ben Davies on over Reggie? He's completely and utterly beyond me. Like you said, if you were watching Ben Davies, like he had, I think, one glimmer of hope when he was marking Wan-Bissaka the first time, and I was like, oh, there we go. Look, Ben Davies is actually doing something. And then come the normal Ben Davies stuff, where he gives the guy about 1 million fucking yards of space. He looks like he's in a completely different country to the person he's marking. foul headers, poor touches, donkey touches, and cost us 2 goals.
Yeah,
that's
Like,
true.
why do it?
That's
Why
the
do it?
sign of a player. That is the sign of a player that lacks
He's
confidence.
given up. He's given up.
Right?
Yeah.
And you see, that's the thing. Funnily enough, Ben Davis's inclusion demonstrates the problems at Spurs, because the one thing that you can rely on with Ben Davis, and this is what I use as not a defense per se, but I say that, you know, I will counter people that are quite sort of harsh on him, right? Is that he always gives his all, right?
But his all's not good enough.
No, but listen, this
Yeah,
is the
that's true.
issue.
The same
That's
with
not the
Winks.
issue, right? I've been saying this a lot, all right? I would rather have 11 donkeys who give their all every game than 11 lions who turn it on when they want to. All right?
No, exactly. No,
I would
I get
rather
that.
have 11 Ben Davises than 11 Canes as he is now.
Yeah.
100%.
But,
But then you've also,
but
but then the second question you've got to ask yourself is, you look at some of the wages that these players are on. They're in the excess of 70, 80k a week. How can you justify? How can you justify paying that kind of wage?
Yes,
Absolutely right.
Josh, we'll come to that.
I'm on a little bit of a
another
tirade,
stage
mate. Like,
about Ben
it's all
Davis.
fresh in my mind. Yesterday, I
go
had
ahead.
nothing to say.
Go ahead.
Also, John wanted to
We'll
speak
come
there a
to you,
minute ago.
But Brad, selection. I know what you've been trying to say. So let's go to Jamie.
Which one?
Your thoughts on the selection?
Me?
Jamie London.
Jamie London. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. First of all, I'm not going to blame Ben Davis for that goal because it was just a perfect cross. I think anyone that came in would have scored that. So if you want to give me some shit about that, I don't really care. But it wasn't. I thought Lo Celso and Dembele were going to play. I thought Lucas was going to get dropped. I said this on Tommy's channel the other day, and I said it'd be 3-1, so I wasn't far off. So, but I think he's lost the dressing room. I think the squad's done. I think 80% of that squad needs to be chucked out. I think we need to start fresh from the summer and just get rid of everyone. Just keep the Højbjergs, the Skips, and I think that's about it. I think everyone else needs and Son, sorry, and everyone else needs to go.
What about the new boys?
I'm done. I know what I'm done with the club. But Romero, he's only on loan, isn't he? So we can probably get out of that.
No, there was an obligation to buy.
It's a done deal. Done deal, mate.
Is it done deal?
Obligation to buy. Yeah. Obligation.
He's signed a 6-year contract with the first year being on loan. Then he's signed. Then it's a 5-year permanent deal with Spurs.
Right, I keep him.
I
think it's because I'm so pissed off at the moment. I'm just starting to hate football. I'm watching Rangers versus Motherwell, and at least they're having shots on goal. So
Mate, I'd rather go and watch Sunday League football and be more entertained.
Well, Brentford's my local, and I get more excited watching them than I actually get my own team.
Whereabouts are you then? So whereabouts are you then, Jamie? Because
well, I'm in Surrey, but Richmond's only about a 15-20 minute drive.
Oh, right, yeah. So that's all my local team as well. Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind watching them because I actually get excited when they're playing, and they're more enthusiastic. Our boys are just shit. Harry Kane just needs to be dropped, but I don't think Nuno is picking a team. I think Levy's picking a team.
Well, you can drop Harry Kane if you've got a striker to back him up. But who have we got? A 17-year-old.
I just play Son up front. I just don't care.
This is why our priorities in January need to be a backup striker and a new left back. That's our priorities.
But we never get our priorities, Josh. And Johnny, what do you think about selection?
Someone said on We Are Tottenham TV earlier when Brian was on that there was rumours going around that Reguilon had been caught partying or something on Friday night, which is probably why he might have been left out for just disciplinary reasons, which is probably the only reason you could think to justify putting Ben Davies in. My point I was going to make was when Arthur was saying about how toxic it was in the crowd. I was in the South Stand yesterday. There was this complete knobhead behind me. There was a back pass to Lloris when he was put under pressure and he kicked the ball long. You go, Lloris, you effing C, you cunt. Then Harry Kane was running down the channel. Kane, you fucking cunt. Skip your shit, get him off, Skip your. And then we were going fucking Levy. And then when everyone started going Levy out, he goes, "How is any of this Levy's fault?" I was like, "Fuck."
Should have turned around and punched him then.
Levy's been a problem for the past 10 years.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Johnny, go ahead. Yeah,
there was apparently a fight in the East.
There's loads. Yeah,
there was a fight where
Levy and an anti-Levy things who are mates apparently, and they had a fist fight over
in the stadium.
Well, there was a fight in front of us in the South Stand, back a few rows in front. The two guys going at each other, and then everyone had to break them up and stuff. And then further down, I think in the corner there where the players' representatives sit. There was a massive ruck there, and all the stewards are getting involved. So it's getting proper toxic yesterday. It's horrible, to be honest. I was sitting next to my mate's daughter, and she's only like 15, 16, and I was thinking at one stage, Jesus, you can't be liking this. It's proper horrible. It's intimidating and toxic and horrible, and that's what Levy's done to us.
Yep.
Yeah. So Levy is turning us against ourselves now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Such
and
a
it's
good plan he
music
has.
to his ears. And it's music to his
Yeah.
ears. Divide
Such a
and
good
rule
plan.
for that guy.
Remember when this
Yeah.
happened at West Ham?
Yeah.
Remember when this happened at West Ham when they first moved to London Stadium?
Yeah.
Fans are fighting amongst themselves. I was working there at the time, and it was horrible to see. The fact that it's now a civil war between Levy in, Levy out, that's not what we're about. We should all be, we all need to be unified.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yesterday, I mean, I've never experienced a Tottenham crowd that toxic during the game.
Wasn't it?
All the years I've been watching Tottenham at New Stadium at White Hart Lane, and I didn't feel angry. I just felt sad. It's incredible sadness.
But the question is, can you blame them? Can you blame them for feeling that way? Because I can't.
No, I can't.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I've never been one for booing, but no, I just don't blame them at all.
The chanting is where it started out as Nuno out, but we soon drowned them out by turning it to Levy out. It started as Nuno out, and we turned it into Levy out. Yeah,
that was one positive.
But the BBC don't say anything about that. It was all they're booing the manager. They're booing the manager. You know, we're not assisted by the bloody media, right?
Oh no,
because
but international media we were. Guys.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the British media. I saw a couple of things mentioning that the crowd were turning on the owner as well, but the media are so complicit with the ownership, and that's the other thing that is really annoying and aggravating is the fact that they're supposed to represent our voice, not the voice of the ownership. Not this love fest over Newcastle's new owners.
Chris Cowling put up, didn't he? The fans are calling for Nuno out. No, we're not. We're calling for Levy out.
No, we're calling for Levy out. Yeah, exactly.
He's such a Levy shill, isn't he?
The British media are so against us. We're hated by everyone.
Yes.
Even Sky Sports, the stats they were putting up, there was not one positive stat that Sky Sports put up. Everything was negative. Everything that he's said about Spurs in the media is negative. We don't look at the positives, and I think that is also part of the decline. That's a reason for the decline.
Josh,
we have no faith. We have no faith because the media have no faith.
It's not specific. I mean, it is specifically Spurs, but it's not just Spurs. It's the fans. The media view football fans as an enemy. Okay, they do not support our voice. Okay,
that's right.
When West Ham, do you remember when West Ham had that thing where they were attacking the ownership? Now, I'm not condoning what they did, but at no point did anyone sit there and analyze why they were that angry. Right? At no point was there any commentary about why are the fans doing this? Why are they taking such reprehensible action? You know, why have they been pushed to the point where they feel that is the only thing they can do? And that's the other thing we need to do. And that's the thing that if we're serious about sort of making our voices heard, we've got to also put pressure on the media by putting questions to them. We need to be questioning power. That's the point. Speak truth to power. And that includes the media. Sorry, I've digressed.
If I could just offer a lighter note. There was a guy on, I presume it was 606, and he was saying that there was one positive that came out of yesterday's game. He said, I took my 7-year-old son, and, he was appalled by what was going on and didn't enjoy the game. He said, so I sort of said to him, if you don't improve your schoolwork, I'm going to take you again. So that really, really good. Yeah.
What have we actually got going for us right now? I mean, because there is no footballing aspect. The only thing we've got going for us is we've got a really nice looking £3.5 billion stadium.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we've got going for us.
Hold on. The value of the stadium is still yet to be actually decided yet, right? That's the 3.5 that he says he wants. That's all, right? It could be less.
Club. For it's not for the stadium that he wants that. He wants that for the whole club.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's what I mean. I mean, it says it all, doesn't it? It says it all. You got Newcastle who sell for 320 million, and then we put an estimation of 3.5 billion pounds.
Yeah. I don't think anyone. I heard
the latest estimation is 4.
Josh.
Now he wants 4.
Josh.
Oh God,
Yeah, go on, mate.
You forgot the excellent training facilities.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and the golf course.
Yes. And Levy Land.
Do you know something, right? I'll tell you how much Levy's desperate to get on board with the fans, right? Or what he thinks he's doing is right. When you go on the Skywalk tour, right, the tour guides, when you're at the top, they don't point out stuff that's happening in the stadium. Oh, Tottenham have funded new flats over there. Tottenham have funded a new go-karting track over there. They've got a new golf course over there. Nothing about the club. It's all about what Levy's doing outside of the club.
Yeah, someone said that to me.
Which is what I've said before, and I'll say it again. We are concentrating on a media and property empire, and not the football club that was always over there.
Yeah.
There is no club at the moment.
There used to be a club over there.
And
Johnny, there used to be a club over there.
Used to be a club.
I think push the fucker off the Skywalk. That's what we need to do.
You get him up there first.
But you're harnessed in, mate, so you'd only fall like 2 foot.
Scared the little bit.
Just a little
nudge. Get him to do the abside and accidentally cut his cable.
Just had a small pair of scissors.
No. We don't do bad things like that. All right, we don't.
No.
Let me get back to Johnny. Johnny, as you were saying, right? You had the mic at the moment. At that moment.
About the team selection, or?
Yeah, the team selection.
Well, I was stood with Rez and Brian Daigle at the time when the team needs popped up, and I just said, Ben fucking Davis. Ben fucking Davis. What is the point? I felt like going home, didn't I, Rez? I was like, he knows how much I hate him. I knew it cost us the game in some way. I was watching the highlights back this morning, and he played everyone on side for the third goal as well. I don't know if you've noticed. He was about 5 years farther back than everyone else. They were all putting their hand up in a perfect line. Then you look across, and Ben Davis is much deeper than everyone else. I'm still trying to.
If it was true that Reguilón was disciplined for going out to a Halloween party, well, that shows that some of these players don't care two shits about the club.
Yeah. No, he's lost the squad. That's all.
Because if you're a professional footballer, you got a game, you don't have party.
He hasn't lost the squad. He hasn't lost the squad. He never had the squad.
Oh, he never had the squad. Yeah.
That squad is incapable of being owned, if you like, by a manager. A squad that cannot bring itself to play for Jose Mourinho. What have you won? He can stand there and point to all his trophies and say, I've won all of these. What have you won? We've got
Rez saying that. We're just shit. Like, I'm fed up with it. It's going to get to the point where we're going to be like AFC Wimbledon. Fans are going to end up doing their own team.
Yeah.
And it's
like a Wimbledon,
It is. And you know what? I support it.
I'll be bang on board for that as well, Jamie.
Yeah, because
everyone here can be the executive owners or something.
I vote Irish Hotspur and Alpha.
I've already said a consortium led by Adele needs to take this club over.
Yeah.
Eugene,
especially the way she looks now.
Eugene. Yes. All I can say is Adele spokeswoman.
Yes.
We'll
go to that. We'll talk about that. Not on the live stream.
Okay, guys.
That's why I kept my comment to 3 words. Yeah. Adele.
But isn't Jesse J a Spurs fan as well?
So is Elon Musk apparently.
I don't want Elon Musk.
Oh no, but that shirt, I saw that.
I hate that guy. I don't know why. He looks weird to me.
He's Spurs fan.
To be honest,
apparently so.
Elon Musk would be like Daniel Levy.
Yeah, Elon Musk is just another Daniel Levy. Right? No, if we get Elon Musk, right, he will launch SpaceX from the stadium.
Yeah.
What Elon Musk would do, he'd put the players on hourly contracts, right? And put them on a rota system, right? Just to make sure he can cut as much staffing costs as he can.
Well, at least that way, if players don't perform, you can send the likes of Ben Davies to the moon on a one-way ticket.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, guys,
hold on. All the players out into the pitch. It's like wearing astronauts suits and stuff.
But guys, just hold on for a while. Let me go through the comments, right? I need to read out some comments from the guys, right? Because we've been talking for about over 40 minutes and we're ignoring the comments. Viber, thanks. Yeah, Viber, thanks for support. Yeah. Yeah, was Ricky. Yeah, Ricky was on earlier, but
Yeah,
because
stop,
of certain,
stop.
certain issues.
Not ready.
Right. Who else do we have? Guguma. Big up Guguma.
Hey,
Guguma, we have to get in touch on Discord. I'll get in touch with you. I'll send you my Discord.
Yeah, we need your positivity, Guguma.
We need you to come on the stream actually, if you want.
Yeah, yep. Guguma been asking a long time, Guguma, since whether she can come on. Chris Agomba, hi Chris.
Met
He's
Chris
always
yesterday.
there. Yeah,
Hi, Chris.
and of course we have got Derek Hutchinson. Derek Hutchinson says that Levy, Enoch, Nuno out.
Hey,
Right,
well said.
Amen to that, Derek.
Oh shit, yeah.
Derek just doesn't care. Like he doesn't care what anyone thinks. Like.
Yeah, Aaron was here too earlier.
Hold on.
Big up to Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron,
my man.
Yeah. All right. And of course, we have Bob Spur too. Let me get to Amzo. Yes, Amzo. Big up Amzo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for support. Yeah. All right. And Aiden W. Right. What does Aiden W say? If we are not careful, Reggie will clear back off to Real and Romero. We'll be looking into whether
gonna happen anyway.
Then loan that possible made permanent.
Reggie,
I think the loan thing
is going back to Real. I will put money on it now. In the summer, he'll be back.
So that means we need two left backs then.
No, but then if Nuno's not around, then maybe he still stay. Don't forget that part, right? And of course, to Wayne Border. Wayne Border's a big supporter too, right? Wayne, starting Davis ahead of Regulon. Yep, Lo Celso ahead of Tanguy, right? Taking more off.
Absolutely.
Yep. Levy pick. Yeah, Levy the prick. Okay, it's slowly murdering our club.
He's not wrong, like.
Yeah. Levy out, Enoch out, Emzo. All right. Who else do we have? Bob Spur. Yeah, Bob Spur's been trying to come on, but Bobby, hold on. Anybody who has to drop off, we got some space, right? Hey, panel is what?
Bobby, piss off.
God, I love Bobby.
How you doing,
Bobby's
yeah.
All right. Let me see what else.
I think you should get a T-shirt of that made, so every time he comes on, he's
Right.
Well, that would be the.
Bobby saying this too, right? Why are we expecting more from Nuno? Reflection of the board. Kim. Yeah, Kim. Yes, Kim. Yeah. And who else? Guguma. All right. Amzo Consortium, led by Adele, Jesse J, Steve Nash, John Cena, etc. Right. The two guys.
Adam Richmond.
Adam Richmond. Oh, yeah, Adam Richmond. Yeah.
At least it improved the food quality at Spurs as well.
Yeah.
Michael McIntyre.
The wife will be better, right?
Michael McIntyre.
No? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But like the feeling that Rez and I have, right? I don't want no billionaire to come and own our club. That's one thing I really, really do not want, right? Because in their day, billionaires, to tell the truth, how they became billionaires, we don't want to go into that. Right, and if they come they look at us as another cash cow. What do you think they want us for? Every sports club that has high image right now is a target for somebody to take, right? Either to make more cash out of it or to wash their image, whatever they've done at the back. That's it. That's how I see it.
You can buy it, Eugene, if you want, and then we start supporting.
That's why Leicester are so lucky.
I'll buy it. Yeah, I'll buy it. Yeah,
the
Levy sells it for £2. On the bag of chips.
If you don't get a billionaire owner, then who do you get? Because that's the state of football nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump in. Sorry, guys, I really do want to jump in on this one, right? You're absolutely right, Josh. Yes, that is the state of football right now, and that is the key. It's not just us protesting against Levy. We also, as football fans, whatever our stripe, need to start taking action against this sort of predation by these billionaires. We are not your plaything.
Exactly.
It is our game. It is our clubs, not yours. Not you, Josh. I'm saying
the
today.
thing is, we protested. We protested against the ESL coming in and being a closed-off league, but that is essentially what we're getting by default with these mega rich owners.
It's technically Levy's club, but historically and in its inception, it's ours.
Yes,
you look at the club was founded by
Jamie, I take a slight exception there. It's Joe Lewis's club.
Oh, either way, their plaything is our club. We've just
he hides behind Enoch.
This is the issue, right? the reason there is a logical argument as well, not just an emotive one. There's a logical argument as well, okay? Because as football fans, let's say, for instance, you've got some product, right, that you're not happy with, right? As a consumer, you've got the option of changing your loyalty to that brand. Yeah. So when it comes to products like that, right? Yeah, the ownership is the defining arbiter of how that company runs. As supporters, we don't have that luxury. We are
that's right.
loyalty. And because of that, the people that own, in inverted commas, in terms of the paper ownership, actually are not the owners. We are. Because the debt that we've got at Spurs is not being paid for by the owners, it's being paid for by us.
Yes.
Okay? We are the ones servicing that debt through our tickets,
spending,
through our TV subscription.
It's not Enix money, is it?
And let's also add, let's also add that it's a simple case of business, and it's supply and demand. We've got the demand. Yeah. He feeds on that demand. Yeah. And supplies us with crap.
Yeah.
We're doing nothing about it.
Levy is a drug dealer then.
Yeah.
Because we are all addicts.
Yeah. But I'm going to say, saying that, at the beginning, when there was whole links with Conte, Spurs leaked that just so people would start buying memberships because he realised he was losing the club. Yep. And then we get Nuno.
Have you noticed that rumour started again? Have you noticed that rumour started again?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, the fans saying Levy out.
As well. You've got to look at the facts. We've got the highest season ticket prices in England. We've got the highest jersey jersey price in England. Right, we've got the best stadium in England, but again, you can't justify those kind of costs when you've got a team that doesn't perform the way that they should be.
Exactly.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm going to keep going back to it. Football is a working man's game. The club was founded by a guy called Bobby Buckle, right, who was out of a cricket club.
Yeah.
The truth that he was a working class man. This is what football is about. It's about the working class. It isn't about business. It is not about business. But since this whole business side of thing is taken over, it's ruined football. As Bill Nicholson once said, there used to be a great football club over there. Now look at us.
Yeah.
But Josh, that's why I keep saying. That's why I keep saying, Josh, we can't have billionaire owners come to take to own our clubs.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, that's the state of football now. That's the state of football.
I give you an example, right? Nowadays, one football club, right, has more fans than certain countries. Don't you think so? Right. For example, Spurs locally reported there are 3 million fans, right?
That's internationally, the Ireland.
Yeah, that's already population of Ireland, right? Internationally, they are talking. Let's give a really minimum, guess on it. 20 million international Spurs fans.
I know South Korea have got a massive Spurs following, an absolutely massive
30 million.
following.
30 million.
I heard something like we've got more fans in Korea than we have in England.
South Korean fans are not Spurs fans.
They're Sun fans.
Sony fans. Right? But there will be a small percentage because of Sony. They learn to love Spurs and have an attachment to the club. Then
it's hard to do that, though. It's hard to do that without.
Now you're going to lose them. Now you're going to lose them, right? Because now they're seeing the way Sony's playing, right? And when they see their superstar not performing, they too get heartbroken. So
actually,
there will be a
leave
repercussion
it up
somewhere.
to Tottenham to depress a whole country.
That's the way I see it. Yeah, that's true.
That was actually yesterday. That was when the players were leaving the field, and some of them were looked embarrassed to be applauding the fans. And Sonny was the last one to walk off, and we all gave Sonny a round of applause. Yeah. I've never seen such a sad-looking figure. He just looked broken. He just
Son is the new face of Tottenham now, though, isn't he?
He is old, without a doubt.
He looks sad.
Mr. Tottenham. Mr. Tottenham.
Yeah.
Does anybody else at this precise moment in time kind of feel sorry for Nuno, or is it just me?
I do actually. No, I do because
he's a scapegoat. It feels as if he's a scapegoat. Like he knew he wasn't good enough.
He's got the beard for a goat.
He was a dead man walking the moment he put pen to paper.
2 years. But there were people that wanted him out before he even signed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He wasn't our first, second, third, or fourth choice. He wasn't even our fifth. He was like a ninth choice goal, ninth choice.
You know he's short term because of the nature of his contract. I mean,
Go on, Adam.
It's basically get him in place, but make him easier to get shot of.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Adam.
No way. You know how Josh was saying that he was like the 8th choice manager. No, what that reminds me of. Like I'm not sure if everyone here has seen Father Ted, but it's like that scene in the first episode where my man is ringing up Ted and he was saying, "Well, you were actually our first choice." Beside him is a list of all the crossed off names, and Ted's is like the last one out of like 50.
I do love that.
What this makes me though is very envious of Leicester City.
Yeah,
that's the way to run a club.
Getting beaten by Arsenal.
Can be done.
There was a poll done. There was a poll done not so long ago amongst supporters, right? Of who's got the best board. There is a reason that Leicester City had 97.5% of people behind their board.
Yes,
because they are. It's a board that loves the club.
But the thing is, the guy that's running it now has that attachment because of his father died there. That's why he's always going to run it properly. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. It's his father's legacy. But again, they wouldn't have bought it if they didn't love Leicester.
Even now, the reason why it's continuing on is because of his father's legacy and his father's attachment.
Yeah.
Just look at the FA Cup final. Just look at the FA Cup final. When the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea win.
Guys, you see, whatever you say about the Leicester owners, right? They have their shit too. Okay, because all
100%.
billionaires have shit. Yeah,
100%.
but the way they have run and let Leicester develop, right? That's the good part for the football and the community around Leicester.
No, exactly.
Right?
When they won the FA Cup, FA Cup, you had the chairman on the pitch celebrating with the players.
The one thing I'll say to you is this. Well, okay, there's two answers to that, and I'm not saying this in a defense of him, so don't take it that way. But Daniel Levy did come on the pitch and celebrate with us at the Ajax semi-final, if you remember. So it's not that doesn't mean that they're particularly.
I bet he wasn't invited though, Rez.
No, but regardless of that, the most important aspect to bear in mind is that there is, this idea that football is a business is wrong, is correct. But Leicester, the way that they're run at the moment, is not a sustainable way because they spend more than they earn at the moment, right? Obviously, they've got an owner that is willing to spend the money, and that's a good thing. But the whole infrastructure of football at the moment is badly set up. Right.
Yes.
And what we've got, funnily enough, what we've got with Leicester and Spurs is almost the two extremes. We've got the extreme of overspending and being unsustainable on that side. So that's bad for the stability of football as a whole. And then on our side, we've got Levy, who is the most parsimonious, who just will not spend anything. What's actually needed is essentially control over wages, control over fees. All of these things, they're wider issues that need solving as well. So we've got our problems at Spurs, but football has got a bigger problem as well that also needs dealing with.
Levy's so tight, his arse squeaks when he walks.
Yeah.
That's what happens to us at the end of each match.
Be careful what you say, Arthur, because apparently describing Daniel Levy as tight is anti-Semitic now.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, yeah. Because he happens to be Jewish.
Yeah.
It's not racist. It's not racist to say that no Jews are are tight. That's not racist. But calling a Jew tight apparently is. Never mind the fact that there are Jews that are generous. There are Jews that are tight-fisted, like all other cultures. Right?
Yeah.
There are English people.
There are Jews that would say the same thing about Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
But Rez
happens to be.
I didn't call him tight. I said his arse squeaks when he walks.
Yeah. But
okay, let's give him some WD-40 then.
These are
all right. Let's put it another way: short arms and long pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just a prick. So.
Okay, Jamie, that game really got me.
And you wonder why we're not monetized.
It's that sad that West Ham are looking like a bloody amazing team, and I can't wait to watch them at half-4.
Well, you look at the news coming out of West Ham as well now. They've got a Czech millionaire who's looking at purchasing a 27% share of the club.
Yep.
West Ham
for a full takeover. Yeah.
That's West Ham. We are in serious trouble. Newcastle, now West Ham. Who's next? Who is next?
We're priced out of anything.
Funnily enough, we're probably going to end up being the only club that isn't owned by a billionaire, or sorry, is owned by a billionaire who doesn't want to spend money.
Yeah, but how much would Spurs actually sell their stadium for? Because it's going to be past the 5 billion mark, isn't it?
For an asset like that, if I understand it correctly, you can't overvalue it too much. I think the maximum you can get for the stadium would be around 1.2, 1.3 billion pounds.
Yeah, but
Rest, hold on for a while, guys. Hold on for a while. Let me bring on a guest.
Oh,
hi, Bobby. Yeah, hi, Bobby. Yeah. And you're driving, Bobby, right?
WD-40 was invented for.
Bob, piss off.
Good, mate.
You only gave him 30 seconds.
Nuno's going to be sacked today. I'll put my money on it.
Yeah,
tomorrow morning, mate. Tomorrow morning.
I'm hearing a lot of stuff now saying it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Isn't he meeting Levy today?
Probably, mate. Yeah.
I think Bob's going to pick him up to take him over.
A tweet from the Spurs Express at 10:20 this morning says Nuno sat by Tottenham, talks over his future happening today. That was at 10:30 this morning. So
here's the latest one from the Spurs Express. Paulo Fonseca moved back into the frame to replace Nuno at Tottenham.
I think Bob bought his ticket for him.
I know. It'll take another 72 days before we get a new manager again.
The thing is with Nuno is I personally think with the right team with the right board and the right amount of money, Nuno could be a world-class manager. I just don't think it'd be in England. The way that he plays football, he'd be well suited for Italy. 100% well suited for Italy.
Yeah. Italy would be perfect for Nuno. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's go a bit away from all this new Levy out and Nuno. We know the problems, really? But no, the way we played football yesterday, I want to look into that. How can we become such a football team after what we've been seeing after 2 years? Even like we said, now a lot of fans are saying they would rather seen Jose be in charge now instead of Nuno. Right, but I know fans are fickle. When one manager doesn't meet their expectations, there's always another manager that comes into their mind. But the thing is that Jose was sacked even 6 days before a cup final, and it took another 72 days before we could get back another manager. Right? If Nuno does get sacked tomorrow, right, who's going to come in? I'm sure Mason.
There's only going to be one person coming in. It's going to be Mason to take over as caretaker.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe
I know, but Mason maybe for short term
to help him. Mason,
Glenn Hoddle, maybe. Glenn Hoddle has a heart condition.
I said on Tommy's channel. I said on Tommy's channel the other day, bringing Harry Redknapp, bringing Glenn Hoddle, Van der Vaart, King. Let's have it all back. Let's bring all the boys back.
Get the bands.
Get the bands back together. Yeah.
We can sit here and try and figure out the problem with the football that we play. But ultimately, the root of it all comes back. I know you want to steer away from it, but ultimately, the root of it is to do with the board.
Yeah,
correct.
True.
It's the head. You got to cut the head off the snake. I know you don't want to. We've had a discussion about Levy already, but ultimately, every problem we have, the underlying factor that won't help us is the fact that we still have ENIC.
Yes.
Yeah.
All roads lead to Rome, don't they?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. And that's the
problem. The trouble is, it always rolls back into
This is the short-sightedness of a number of fans, and I don't want to criticize my fellow fans, but there is a short-sightedness there because they focus on the micro. They focus on the fact that we're underperforming and think that if we can get ourselves performing, everything will be solved. It's like the reason we're not performing isn't the managerial or necessarily the playing aspect of things. It is because we've got a system and an infrastructure that doesn't foster performance.
Yeah, they're just symptoms of a wider, bigger problem.
Exactly. If you've got, and I'm sorry to use such a stringent thing. If you've got cancer, right, you don't take paracetamol for it. You go and get chemotherapy, right? It is that thing. What this idea that if we change the manager, everything will be fine. If we get the right manager in, is paracetamol when you've got cancer.
Nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change. Get rid of Nuno. I think David mentioned it a few weeks back, Dave, when he said the only thing that needs to change within the football club, first and foremost, is the fans' mentality. That needs to change because you do need to. There needs to be that standing back and looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that the board.
Bobby, you're breaking up, Bobby.
Breaking up, Bob.
You know, it's
the whole thing.
It's a reflection of what the board are.
Yeah,
that's true.
We got the gist of it.
We lost you.
Yeah,
the whole thing is we need to get rid of Enoch. We need to get rid of Levy.
Yeah,
and then I mean, obviously Nuno will follow as well. And we've also got to turn over the squad. The squad's finished as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. No, but what Bobby says is correct. You know, like what David was on his shows, a lot of his shows, right? You get a lot of fans who are on both sides, you know, and especially like you know, sometimes we do get fans who hop on who are very pro to one side, and you see the shows that come on the bigger channels and all that. They don't say anything, you know, like what it was said earlier that after the match, a certain YouTube channel came out and he was just saying, you know, out. But the problem is higher than that. So the fan base needs to unite and see what's happening. Unless there are certain fans who accept this kind of performances, right? Who are there not to have to try to win or show a better performance. They're just there for the day of an outing or some kind of thing. That is that. But that's, of course, I'm not saying it's bad, right? It's a good thing too, because families go out together for a football match. You know, you bring your children and all that. It's a generational thing. We cannot say this fan is bad and that fan is bad, right? The only thing is that we only can try to educate, to let them know and see what is happening to the club. And if they accept what is happening to the club, we can't force them to change their mind, right? That's the only thing we can say. But like what happened yesterday, a lot of fans started to chant, a lot of, you know, all the, you know, Levy out, and the fans started to boo, and Mora was stop, you know, with bird wine and all that, right? But David, through your experiences, right, having done this type of you've done YouTube for nearly 1 over year now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just nearly a year.
Yeah. So I'm sure you come across a lot of fans, you know, who are on the fence, but slowly jumping on either to one side or the other. Do you see it? Do you think that we actually can move the fans over to our side?
Do you know what? Look, for me, first I want to say the best thing about this football club, and the best thing that's ever been about this football club through all my years supporting it, is the fans. I want to make that clear. It's the best thing about this football club. But the problem is look, the fans are split on so many levels. It's like they're split on players, they're split on managers, you know, they're split on the ownership and stuff like that. But once you have the divide when it comes to like the players, where you still have people making excuses for Weeks, Davies, Ali's, and all that sort of players who have consistently let us down for a number of years, not just a year or a couple of months, but a number of years. And when you have fans who are constantly split on the manager, you know, it happens at every club, but it's always going to happen. But I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe forget about the fans. Don't concentrate on the fans that are Arena King or stuff like that. Plow ahead with what you want to do. What way you feel is best to go forward. You know what I mean? And eventually people will come, because eventually what I say is them people that maybe are for the board or are for Enoch or whatever else, they will get fed up of paying to go and see the games, of paying their subscriptions to watch the games at home. They'll get fed up of being ripped off for the merchandise. They will eventually get fed up, and then they'll see that other outlet there, and they will get behind it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just concentrate on what you believe is right, on getting the owners out, concentrate on the movement behind it, you know, put it all over social media. Because look, another thing, I'm not putting anybody down here at all. But I hear a lot of people saying we need to get the media involved. Look, the media are not for us, guys. The normal working class man, they get stories from the club. They get news from all these other elites. That's why they feed the narrative that they want them to feed. The thing is, you have the best and the biggest free media company you're ever going to get in your life, and that is social media. If it's led right, you know, and it doesn't alienate people and stuff like that, you will get the bodies behind it. But look, something like this, it's always going to take time. It's never going to be perfect from the minute go.
Correct.
All movements from what I've seen over the last 10 years, they all start on social media. And once you get enough people behind it on social media, it leads to foot soldiers. You know, out on the ground. That's what I've observed from
tiny acorns
stuff. But look,
tiny acorns.
I do want to say the people that have, you know, started the movement or heavily involved in the movement have showed up to the protest. A massive credit to them, and a massive kudos to them. You know, because it's very hard to get them. Look, I've seen so many people, you know, on this panel. I'll say Bob especially, and you know, other people. When they first started this, the abuse they were taking off fans. You know, the absolute abuse they were taking off fans. So you have to give credit to them people who've done it at the early stages, you know what I mean? They're out there, left, right, and centre at the early stages, taking the abuse. And eventually, once that starts, you will see more fans switch over to it. You know what I mean? It's stages, you're always going to have people arguing. But once that settles down, once people get fed up with the shit they're being served on the buffet, you know what I mean? They will eventually start getting over there. But it's going to take time. It is going to take time. And look, with how much the club is valued at, 3.5 billion, 4 billion, whatever it is, I firmly believe if they wanted to sell the club, they would have sold it with the plan and permission for the stadium. It would have made more sense for them. I think they're just in a position where they just want to create generational wealth off it, you know, so that their kids, their grandkids and all would be looked after. I can't see them selling up anytime soon. But what you can do is put enough pressure on them to even change the ways and let them know that the fans do have a voice. You know, the fans is ultimately, you know, the lifeblood of this club. You know what I mean? That's what you do need to let them know. And maybe to start forcing them to work with the fans, you know, start listening to what fans' concerns are. Because ultimately, if they don't, what's going to happen is what happened at West Ham. And you see how the media turned on the fans at West Ham. Oh, it's hooliganism, it's this and it's that. But that's when you need other fans from all clubs to step up and say, hang on a minute. Why are you always ridiculing us fans? Why are you always making us fans the problem? Why don't you look at what you're doing to the ordinary working class man who works Monday to Friday, who sometimes works on a Saturday just to bring the kid with him, just to afford it? Why don't you realize what you're doing to these people? These people were here before you and they'll be here long after you. So stop turning on the people of this club.
Absolutely right.
And the thing is, David, the thing is, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, guys, hold on for a while.
In a way, we've got.
Hold on, rest. Hold on. Josh, have your say and plug your channel, right? I know you're gonna go soon.
I'm off to go and watch some ice hockey tonight, so hopefully I get I get
in the face.
You mean you're going to see a fight? You're going to see a fight, and then ice hockey might break out.
Hopefully.
And what he's saying is he doesn't give a puck.
Funny.
It's taking you 1 hour and 8 minutes, Jamie, to come out with a puck.
I think everything that I've said so far, I will stand by. Like, if you want to get rid of the problem, you need to get rid of Levy and Enoch, and regardless of how much it's going to cost, if there are some fans out there that genuinely love the club that have got a little bit of money behind them. And we're talking a substantial amount. You have to be celebrity status. Just buy our club, please. If there's a Saudi sheikh that wants to buy the club, I'll take you right now. Honestly, I really would. I know you're sitting there, you're shaking your head. It's all said in jest. It's all said in jest. Don't worry.
I know it won't happen.
But I'll take anything. I'll take anything right now. Like as long as there's someone that can buy out Enoch and Joe Lewis, like, I would take you 110%.
That does presuppose that they actually want to sell.
That's the first thing. Yeah, we have to make them sell
first. Yeah, but I mean, if you make them an offer, if you make them an offer that they can't refuse, then you know it's easy pickings for us. But ultimately, this is going to continue to be a thing. Like the fans turning on each other, the players not playing well, the changes of managers every 6 to 8 months. It's going to continue until we find our ground, until we finally put our feet down and say, look, this is what we want from this club. Give it to us, or that's it. We're done. If people started boycotting Spurs and stopped buying the season tickets, there has to be a way where there has to be a time when they say, actually, do you know what? We have to admit where we've gone wrong, and that is all it is about. It is about accountability. Be held accountable for your actions. Sort it out and tell it. And give us some clarity. Be a little bit more transparent with how things are being run. Because at the moment, us Spurs fans are being left in the dark. We're being left in the dark too often than not. We think things need to change. Ultimately,
Josh.
Yeah.
What I've said several times now is stop the tills from ringing. That will hurt them.
Exactly. It will. It will. But the thing is,
tills stop and the money's not coming in, you watch.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's either that.
Right, get the fingers caught.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I mean, like I said, we cannot justify the money that we spend for what we receive in return.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
High season ticket prices, highest jersey prices in the UK. It's getting a little bit too much. And it's starting to break my heart because the club that I've grown up loving is slowly falling apart. It's slowly starting to implode. And the last thing
the joy out of the beautiful game is gone. The joy out of the beautiful game is gone, John.
100%. Like I said, it's not about football no more. It's about business.
You know what? I had a great day yesterday. I met loads of really nice people. I went out for a nice curry in the evening. Met Bob.
Cheers,
met
Brad.
Jim.
Cheers,
and had some really, really good time. Went for a drink.
There are some people I genuinely
and that. The only thing that ruined it was 90 minutes of football.
Yeah. I genuinely feel sorry. There are some people that I'm going to shout out that I genuinely feel sorry for. A massive shout out to Brian Daigle to start off with. I genuinely feel sorry for him. He's come over from Canada to come and to not only to get behind the team, but also just to protest. And the thing is, people weren't for it. People will be like, "Oh, ENIC out, Levy out," and then 30 or 40 people will turn up to the protest. If you are genuinely behind the movement, get out in your numbers, make your voice heard. Because we shouldn't have to worry about Brian Daigle coming over to be disgraced by football like that. And another person I want to shout out as well, I think it's Joe Grimes. I think it is. You know, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he came over from Ireland. Yeah.
He's paid 250 quid to get. He's paid 250 quid to get hospitality treatment at Tottenham Hotspur to be disgraced by 90 minutes of football.
Yeah.
After the third goal went in, I said to David, "Can we just start the post match now? I've had enough of this." We shouldn't be feeling. We should not be feeling like that as fans. We should be happy to be Spurs fans. We should be over the moon about where our club's going. And right now, there is nowhere we can go that's going to make us feel like that. Things need to change. ENIC out, Nuno out. Let's make Tottenham fucking glorious again. That's all I'm saying. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur is a song for a fucking reason, and it's because we were once glorious, which is a shadow of our former self. She's an absolute shadow of our former self. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to follow me, you can do so. My Twitter handle, Josh RGNHD, is in my name. You can also follow me on YouTube, Josh the Tottenham Guy, where I've started a new series called Player Profiles, where I deep dive into the lives and careers of players. Episode 3 on Glenn Hoddle is in the works. It's coming up very, very soon.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you very much for having me on, Eugene. Thank you to everyone on the panel.
Thanks for your support, Josh. And don't forget, guys, those who are watching, subscribe to Josh, the Tottenham Guy, correct? If I'm not mistaken, right? His YouTube channel, okay. And Josh, take care, right?
Thank you very much.
Have a good time at the hockey ring.
I will do. Up the fucking Spurs.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm going to bow out as well because I know Aaron Dove, Adam, people like that, you know, they want to come on and have their say as well. So I want to bow out like them on. I know it's full. So guys, look, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much for having me on, Eugene.
Cheers, David.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for
support.
Boys.
Cheers,
mate. See you tomorrow night.
Take care. All right. And David, any shows coming up?
I don't know. I'll see what sort of news there is out there today. I might do one tonight. But look, there's definitely a fan show tomorrow, starting at 9 p.m. Look, come on and, you know, just vent, have Brad's always on, you know, it's a good outlet. Yeah. It's just to provide therapy for Spurs fans. You know, all is welcome. And look, guys, you know, I'll try and get you all on the channel, you know, on panel shows and stuff like that. So, look, I appreciate it. I've really enjoyed my time here today. And big up everybody on the panel. I really enjoyed it. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'll see you all.
Dave, if you're on a loose end tonight, Dave, I'll do one at 10:30, mate. Pop on.
Oh,
Yeah, no bothers. Yeah, look, the missus started a new
show.
job. She works days now. She'll be in bed, so I probably will hop on that.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
All right.
Take
care, David. Bye-bye.
Take care, Dave.
Smash subscribe on Spurs Suasion. Truly deserves it. Puts out great shows, every week. So, guys, and the great panels here, great opinions as well, and it's a great laugh. So, smash that subscribe on Spurs Suasion. Peace out. See you all again soon.
See you, David.
Thanks.
Take care, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
I know you want to go away from it, Eugene, but we want Levy out. Do you think Levy would have watched that, taken it in, affected him in any way?
He would have heard it, Bob, because it was during the game. It was after about 70 minutes. So he was still sat in his seat. So he would have heard it. It was still there.
Do you reckon it would have affected him? Do you reckon it would have done something?
If it's once, no. If it happens game after game after game, eventually he does. Because that's the thing about Levy, is that when it's once, he brushes it off.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like being disliked. He doesn't like being criticized. And that's when he reacts. That's when he
bring him on the channel. I'm sure he'll be right.
Absolutely gross.
Yeah.
He's got no respect for the fans, has he, Rez, at all? He just thinks if you don't like it, piss off and I'll sell your ticket to someone else. He doesn't care.
But the point is that if you've got enough...
The only respect he's got is for money.
But the thing is, if you've got enough momentum there, that it becomes something that it's even tangentially commented on, he does react because he's got his puppet mistress, Donna Marie. Right? She doesn't. She's Auntie Donna to Daniel, right?
Auntie Don.
She follows him. She follows him and clears up the little poos that he drops occasionally. Right?
Oh, that's what she does.
Oh,
right.
stop! He's back.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Jens.
It's a great
Thanks
analogy.
for your patience, Jens.
Yeah.
Afternoon, all. Yeah, no worries.
And if he's getting it in the neck regularly, and he's in the director's box and he can hear them, he will. At first, what might happen is that Auntie Donna might go on the offensive, which she's done before, because if Levy doesn't respect us, she fucking hates us. She hates us.
Well, she can piss off then. Not in the Bob's way.
Yeah, it's been documented. The manner in
He
which
hates us with a vengeance.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Donna Marie.
Which one?
She was on record. She was on record. She made
Not
some
Donna
really
Cullen.
Donna Cullen, Donna Marie Cullen.
All right, you said Donna Marie, who's a.
I've
been told, I believe is a porn star, but anyway, there you go.
What?
Another show. There we go.
You know that, Brad.
That's for another show. Yeah,
that's a whole different stream.
Donna Cullen. Yeah, Donna Cullen.
But
if Nuno is failing, Nuno is clearly failing. Does that mean Paratici's failed as well, or failing?
Yeah, definitely.
True.
Especially if we target Fonseca again. Especially if we target Fonseca again, that would completely undermine him, because we were gonna sign Fonseca. He came along and put the kibosh on the whole deal.
Yeah.
The very first thing he did.
But did he, Rez? I mean, or was that a Levy special? Because
that was documented.
That was
Paratici turned around and said that I was about to sign,
Even
and then
Fonseca,
Paratici came in, and it was Paratici that said, "No, we want a more balanced, in inverted commas,
defensive kind of
coach."
But guys, okay.
Another kind of worms. Do you think Paratici is a yes man?
Probably.
Guys, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain what happened. What's happening with
to
Paratici? All right, Paratici contract ended, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We, the fan base, at the time when Jose got sacked, was shouting out for a DOF, correct?
Yep.
We said Campos, we said Ragnick, we gave a host of names of DOFs, correct?
Yeah.
Our beloved chairman, what he did is he went and bought another designer's signing, another designer appointment like Mourinho. You get what I'm saying? Paratici from Juventus is a big name. That is his ego going in. I'm getting a big name again. Not for the club, but for himself again. That's how I see it.
Appease the fans.
Right? And that was trying to appease the fans. But a lot of us fans knew that Paratici coming from Juventus, right? Why Juventus is successful is because Juventus had the money to buy the players that was there for them to take.
Yeah.
Sort of. Actually, the reason that
sort of.
Juventus is successful was not because of Paratici. It was
It's the
because
other
of his
guy.
boss, Morata, who
That's
went to
right.
Inter. What did Inter then do? They went and won the league.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't Paratici actually sacked from Juventus
No,
or
his
like
contract ended.
I hear that
His contract ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means appointment of Paratici was to appease us in some sort of way, and it was his ego that wanted Paratici because Paratici came from Juventus. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Why didn't he go and get a Ratnik? Why didn't he go and get a Campos? Because they came from smaller teams, or maybe not even having a job.
Campos has got a better reputation than Paratici.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. But
he's found some absolute gems, hasn't he?
Ragnick has got a better reputation than Paratici. You've got to remember, at Juventus, he was only the doff there for 2 years, and his managerial signing was Pirlo, who had 1 week's experience with the B team. He was not apparently, people have sort of put this idea out that Levy was a big fan of Paratici for a long time. Based on what? Based on Morata's work.
Some paper talk, nothing more.
It's just another example of Levy's incompetence, because we can talk about him being, a bastard, a wanker, a C word, all of this stuff. Forget all that. It's not his character that's at issue. It's his competence that's at issue.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing.
He doesn't like being told what to do. That's what it is.
He doesn't like being told what to do. So what you need to do with someone like that, who's a control freak, is you basically lay their incompetence in front of them and say, this is why we want you out. It's not because we hate you as a person. It's because you hate what you do.
Because you're incompetent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Levy probably charges his wife for staying at home.
Yeah.
Having said all that,
the
players that Paratici brought in, Rez, were probably better players yesterday, weren't they? Romero and Royale.
Royale.
So
But ultimately, the choice of Paratici would be Paratici is good at identifying players. That is not an issue. What he's not good at is running the entire footballing side of things. His managerial appointments are apparently not good at all. It was Morata that brought in, I think it brought in Allegri and some of the other ones that they've had. And then when he left for Inter, Paratici brought in Pirlo, and I think the reason they did that is because he wanted Ronaldo. Levy's choice of Doff is terrible because, again, there's no one there to advise him on football matters, right? Our executive board is made up of suits. What experience has Rebecca Kappelhorn had in football? What experience has Donna Marie Cullen had in football?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
has Matthew Collicott had in football? And John Turner had in football? These are the names that people have all. None. Exactly. Zero. Okay. When you're surrounded by yes men who don't know about the industry that you're working in, this is what happens. That's why he needs to stand down, and so does the rest of the executive board.
Yep.
What we need is another board, a supervisory board made up of football people, fans, and business people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
All three strands.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, not just suits.
And can I go along just for the crack as well?
Yeah.
Leave Donna's crack out of this.
We are talking about conversation, I hope.
Okay.
But
rest.
Any board that doesn't include Jens is not fit for purpose. I'll say it now.
That's not a board. That's a party without Jens.
It's not cracked out yet.
Wait, okay. Let's see what Wayne Bonner is asking, right? If Nuno has failed, right? Therefore, Paratici has failed. So then Levy has failed, shown how clueless he is with regards to football, right? And Levy has therefore blatantly chosen money over success of the club.
Absolutely, 100%.
I'm going to be a bit contentious here, Wayne. I don't entirely agree with that, because when I met Levy, and it's something like 21 years ago, I reminded the
should have got clip around the ear.
Yeah, he said they were fans just like all of us in the stands. They were fed up with the way the club was being run, and they were going to take it back to how it was winning all the honours. We're 21 years on and we've got bugger all except two tin cups.
One.
Yeah,
I think we know who
Right?
the imposter in that room was.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
The only thing that's changed is he's fallen more and more in love with money. But that was what it was all about in the first place. Because they've got their sticky fingers from their property empire using Spurs as a base into all the properties locally. That's what's happening.
But what
And
about
then,
that interview that was in the paper where he said, "We're not football fans. We're just here to make money."
Yeah.
That's
When did he
what
say
I
that?
don't. That's what I don't. That was.
That
I'll
was
have to dig it
after?
out. It was a while ago.
That
was
is
in the beginning.
Completely the opposite to what he told me. And I've got a
No,
witness.
no,
Right?
that was I think
when we first met him.
yeah,
Right,
yeah. No,
okay.
Jens, I think that was during when Enid used to own like 20 other football clubs.
Rangers,
Yeah, that was Glasgow
Slavia
Rangers, Sparta
Yeah.
Prague.
That was
Jeez,
before
some major
Spurs.
clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sold everything from all those. They let go. I mean, they sold everything that they owned in all those clubs to buy Spurs at that
Yes.
time. I think that was
No. They didn't
No?
sell everything to buy Spurs. They bought Spurs and then sold everything off to concentrate.
That's right. Yes,
Right.
that's right, Rez.
They bought
Jesus.
Spurs first. Okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
they didn't buy us first. They bought Sparta Prague, or a stake in Sparta Prague first, I think. Then
And
Rangers, then Spurs, and one other club, and then they sold the other three, their stakes in the other three, to concentrate on
Rez,
Spurs.
wasn't that after the football association or somebody had a word with them?
Yeah,
They said what you're doing is wrong.
Is wrong.
So they had to divest themselves of the other.
And do you know what the irony of it is? Here's the supreme irony. Here's the supreme irony. That's exactly what Man City are doing right now. They've got stakes and own a whole load of other clubs, and for them it's absolutely fine.
Man City are Oil FC though.
You know, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I said Man City are Oil FC though. I mean, their badge is probably on all those oil rigs in the Middle East.
They've rebranded some of their clubs to play in sky blue.
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, because don't they all? Yeah, New York. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
guys,
they're-
I have to give a shout out to Graham. Graham,
Hey, Graham.
right? Big up to
Yeah,
Graham
come on,
because
Graham.
he's been protesting
Well,
against Levy and Enoch
Nice to meet you,
and
Graham.
in the beginning, from the beginning, yeah, right. And we'll never give up. Being with
Big up,
Brian
Graham.
on the all the protests, yeah. Big up.
I think
He
Graham.
was there last night. He was there last night.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Big
guys
up
met up
last
last
night.
night, yeah. Yeah, Bobby, how was last night?
Yeah.
Yep.
You say you don't get
I'm still
drunk, right?
recovering. I'm still recovering, mate.
I was going to say, Bobby, is it safe for that camera to be near your ass after that curry last night?
Which end's recovering?
They just haven't eaten.
But I heard you guys had a good time. The most important thing, meeting up, right, in the physical sense and all that.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right?
Brian enjoyed it. That's the main thing. Brian enjoyed it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, so the last supper for Brian. Yeah.
It was.
Don't
Yeah.
say that.
I'll send some pictures over, Eugene. I'll send the pictures over.
Yep. Send some pictures over.
No scatological ones.
That's for a different channel, right?
That's it. That's for Mari.
yeah.
That's for Mari.
That's for Mari. Mari's
AFTV. That's for AFTV.
I was expecting Brian to stand up at the end and do his hair.
Huh?
Yeah.
Johnny, why have
Sorry?
you changed your screenshot?
Oh no, yeah. I did. I put, when Jens got let back in, I put my hashtag Jens down, and Jens started crying. So I thought I better self-sacrifice myself.
Guys, just quickly on the concept of club ownership and these people owning like multiple clubs. Recently, Levy or Enoch were looking at buying the Belgian club. I can't remember which one.
Liège. Liège.
Not yet, Rajiv. No update yet, Rajiv.
Is it fallen by the wayside or what?
Haven't heard anything. Yeah.
They've got money for that then.
Yeah.
They got no money for that.
No, depending. No, what was the price they were saying out there? 100 million?
I don't know.
It won't
A
be
tenner and a packet of pork scratchings.
It won't be huge. But the reason allegedly that they want to do that is to basically help with the Brexit situation, because it's presenting issues with getting players across the channel, if you like.
Okay.
So they having a presence within the European Union will then ease that. Allegedly, that's the story that, or the analysis that has come out of that. Because if you've got a club that you can have that sort of strategic alliance with officially, it makes moving players back and forth across the channel a lot easier. Is what, and it makes sense. It does make sense to have that.
Yeah. I got paid to consult on that, and I said what they should do is use a rubber boat.
Oh no, Arthur, not that way.
Yeah.
No.
So he's intelligent enough to work that out, but not intelligent enough to know that if we pay an extra £5 million for Bruno Fernandes, he could join our team and get to the Champions League, where we'll make millions more money.
Because
you
got
it's like just so glad he didn't.
It's a financial decision, Brad. That's the point. It's a financial decision.
Yeah.
He's not doing it because he wants to serve the footballing side of things. It's because he wants to serve the financial side of things.
Yeah.
You know?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Yeah. Just hold on for a while. Jamie from London.
I'm from London, but he currently resides in London.
Yes.
So
Jamie
TFL
resides in
Jamie.
London, right? He has to hop out soon.
Not anymore. I haven't been TFL for a few
Jamie,
years.
let us know where we can find you. You haven't been doing many shows at the moment.
I've kind of lost.
Yeah, I forgot. You work for Coca-Cola.
Yes,
does it?
I do. I've kind of.
As a big fan, and
You must be a West Ham fan. I'm forever blowing bubbles.
That's why I don't go to the protest.
Jamie, hold on, Jamie. I'll send you the bill tomorrow.
Who's singing traditional songs?
No, he's advertising. Who was advertising Coke?
Johnny.
Jamie loves a bit of Coke.
My nose.
About the liquid.
Yeah.
He's rubbing his nose.
Yeah, I love Coke.
Right.
I love it. It's great.
Sorry, Jamie. There's no way we can find
I've
you.
I've not done many shows lately because I've kind of fallen in love with it. So I'm more going on channels. It's more exciting than actually doing all that legwork. So you can find me on Twitter, jballs23, if you want to come over and have a little chat. There's a lot of debates. I'm having one at the moment with Tottenham away, with me and Still having a little pops every now and then. So if you want to have a watch,
you're gonna learn a lesson.
But yeah,
I never do that.
I don't care. If I upset someone, I upset them. Shit happens. But
He's coming on tonight.
Is he on tonight? Is he on yours?
No, it might be. Yeah, you coming on?
If he's on yours tonight, let me know.
I'll
pop on.
Yeah, I'll send you the
pop on. All right.
Yeah, because
I
want to have a little word. I want to have a little word.
Heavyweight title.
Easy Tigers.
At least
I'll have a good debate. I'll have a good debate.
Yes. Bob always is a good. Yeah.
Debate. Thank you guys for having me on.
Right.
Eugene.
Thanks for being on, Jamie. Thanks for support. Take care.
Jamie,
nice to see you, Jamie. Take care.
Subscribe to the channel, guys. Right, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Take care.
Jamie's balls. Jamie's balls. Yeah.
Jamie's
we're all following each other. So, yeah.
And drink water, Jamie.
Oh dear, that's good. All right, guys. It's down to 9 of us. Let's see anybody else wants to hop on.
Just 9 of
you guys go ahead, have a chat.
Speak amongst yourselves.
Speak among yourselves, right? Say what you want to say. Talk what you want to talk about.
Matt Law is saying a lot, and he's quite a reputable journalist. He says he's understood that Nuno was already close to the sack as a result of successive defeats to Crystal Palace, Chelsea, and Arsenal before a victory over Aston Villa bought him more time. So make of that what you will.
Interesting.
Not surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Not surprised at all.
Yeah, hopefully.
Daniel Levy was said to be furious after the loss to United. Oh, poor Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so angry.
Okay. Not
maybe he's no one was buying his shirts afterwards.
He was probably furious at the bloody exhibition that they were giving.
It's on sports. So it's on 2 minutes breaking on Sports Sunday. The future of Tottenham coach Nuno Espirito Santos to be under discussion by Channel Daniel Levy and the board. So now Sky Sports has been reporting that as well.
Yeah, it's got.
I'm just trying to save face, lads.
Top job.
Yeah.
Does he go with Paratici's choice next time, or does he go with his own choice? That's a big decision for him now, isn't it?
Johnny,
but could he just be getting rid of him to buy himself more time? Levy's just doing it.
Listen, panel. Listen, we now have a problem. He chops his head off and gets rid of him. Who's going to take his place?
Tim Sherwood, you slag.
We all know.
Hang on, I'm just going to have a good laugh and wet me pants.
It's going to be Mason. It's going to be Mason. We all know it's going to be Mason.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That immediately or imminently, immediate Nuno sack.
Immediate, yeah.
Makes major realization.
Levy makes major realization.
What? That you don't know what you're doing?
It's taken a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
20 years. Jeez,
Yeah.
so a steady process, Lance.
I still
I know.
Arthur.
It's not the realization that we would want him to have, that he doesn't know what he's doing.
But this actually works. If he sacks Nuno, this actually works in Daniel Levy's favour because he was convinced by Paratici to sign him. Well, now he can say, "I told you so." You know?
Yeah, well,
Guys,
I think Arthur should dust off his whistle just in case.
Do you guys think that Paratici should go too?
No.
Nah, I don't see the point in that.
Welcome back,
Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
All right.
Somebody dropped.
Hey. I've been cooking away there and listening to you.
How was the soup?
Bobby's driving, yeah.
He's still puffing away.
Same one, man.
That's like giving it there and
I would
cigarette.
Again, the thing I would say, right, is we shouldn't be sort of sitting there having any hope for whoever the next sacrificial lamb is. Okay, and this is the thing about Paratici. He's fucked. Whatever happens, if he chooses the next manager, that manager has to deliver, but won't. Right? If he doesn't pick the next manager, his position has been undermined by his own manager within 4 months of taking up the role. He will probably walk. We had ITK on Spurs Community saying that Paratici, if Daniel, because over the Traore thing, that if Daniel Levy undermines him again, he will walk.
Okay.
Right? And again, this demonstrates just how bad things are at Spurs. It's not just the manager. There is so many problems, all stemming
at this point, it's everything.
Top.
Well, exactly. And when you want to dig a cancer out, or you want to dig out a bad piece of food, you dig the roots out.
Dig the roots out.
Can I just comment on? I think it was Pete put up a comment about Scott Parker, and I do think one day Scott Parker is going to be a really good manager. Actually, he shows the signs of heading in that direction. But to circle back to exactly what Reza was just saying, while we've got what we've got in situ at the club, I can't see anyone succeeding. You know, the conditions aren't right for success.
We said this earlier, actually.
And which manager would want to come?
Exactly.
Why would Scott Parker with Bournemouth?
Bobby. Oh yeah.
Why would Scott Parker leave Bournemouth, who are top of the championship, and where he's building a reputation? Why would he leave that to come and manage?
Why would he leave just to have his career tarnished?
And get sacked after 4 months, and then you've got to find another job.
It's a career setback.
But guys, okay, I got this one question for you guys, right? All right. We all know footballers are human too, correct? While the fans are turning,
that's debatable. Yeah, very debatable.
No, guys.
You evil people, stop it.
You evil people, stop it. Yeah, they are human too, right? But the sad part is, of course, they are being overpaid, right? Over idolized, right? But now, when they start to fail, we crucify them.
Yeah.
Right. But the problem is that the team that we saw went out yesterday, right, is they are lost and they no direction, and they're not playing for the club. They're not playing for the fans. They're not playing for anybody, and I don't think they know what they're doing out on the field at the moment. They're just going out there for a run, you see, and that's very scary because if this continues, right, whoever comes in, it doesn't matter whether it's Conte or whatever comes in, it's not going to be solved overnight.
Poison chalice.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Get Tim Sherwood
Crazy,
back.
I don't
Put
know.
Chadley back in central midfield. 4-4-2, fucking two.
Bentalab. Go Bentalab.
The Bentalab.
Yeah.
Whichever way.
Up front.
Sherwood discovered everybody. Come on, I mean, let that man come back in.
Whichever way you look at it.
Oh, big up, Aaron.
All right, Bobs.
Yeah, whichever way you look at it, Spurs is a poison chalice.
I think part of the problem as well is I was saying to Bob earlier, we don't look coached, like well coached in roles like what we're doing. I don't think we've been well coached since Pochettino.
We are well coached in roles, but that's about it. The catering's been sorted, but it's not the team.
Cheese rolls.
Yeah.
Fish bread.
The thing is, we're a rudderless, headless team. We're not really a team. We're just a squad of players at the moment.
Yeah.
Why are we expecting to be coached better though? You know,
okay, maybe hoping.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what I think of Jose, I thought Jose was toxic for the club, but you can't compare Nuno's experience of coaching and the clubs he's coached to Jose.
Absolutely.
You can't compare Nuno to even Poch, you know, who changed the culture of the club from top to bottom.
I didn't say about Nuno. What I said was we haven't been well coached since Poch. Like I think there's been a neglect in the coaching of the team under Mourinho, and then Mason was in and out and gone in a couple of games. But and I just think these conflicting managerial styles, maybe no ideas are bedding in. And we just look all over the place.
Yeah, but can I jump in there? We're slipping past the main point. And that was when Pochettino was there. He said to Levy, "We need a rebuild." And within weeks, he was gone.
A painful rebuild.
Yes.
One has been beyond
But what's happened? He spent a few bob here and there, brought in 2-bit players, and it's just not worked.
The narrative that's painted as well is that Poch turned down players, but he probably turned down below par players he didn't want. The players that Levy suggested, shit players.
We will not become successful again until we sort the lot upstairs out, get rid of them, get people in that care about the club, and also get a manager in that cares as well. You'll get a top quality manager if you've got top quality management. We've got shit management, excuse my French, because they're all about property development and media entertainment.
Right?
Yeah, and therein lies the real nub of the problem. You know, let's face it, all roads point back to Enoch.
A couple of weeks ago, I heard us described as the part-time football club of a property development company.
Yeah,
exactly. That's spot on.
Yeah, where the work
Bonjour.
THFC is owned by several other companies. You know, it's just a money getter. That's all they want. They're not interested. As long as the tills are ringing and Enoch are filling their pockets, they don't.
Oh no, that's right.
He's been sacked.
No, the announcement has not been made yet.
No.
Yeah.
Derek, just mistake what you believe has happened, not what actually happened.
I'll jump the gun there.
No.
And so at the end of the day, until we clear that lot out from upstairs, we're not going to go anywhere, I'm afraid. It's a dead-end lane.
Me and Rez were talking to somebody.
Guys, for all you know, right, he'll still be here.
This is why our little organisation has to get going and stop mucking around. You know, let's get on the rails and push it.
Yeah, me and Rez were talking to someone at the protest yesterday who's got links to the club, and he was telling us about the Dybala deal, wasn't he, Rez? Yeah. And he said that Hitchin had sorted it all out. He'd sorted out the image rights, everything, and then the final piece of the jigsaw that they had to speak to Levy. Apparently, Levy went in there and said, "You're going to have to reduce your wage demands by £20,000 a week," and they just walked out apparently. So it was all there ready.
And then the next week, they were going to event in which they made $1.5 million, which would have covered that.
Yeah, which would have easily covered that. Yeah.
Look, there's a brilliant headline in the Guardian at the moment. I don't know if you can see it. It says
Spurs have one of the great stadiums. All it cost them was the team. Yep.
Yeah.
I advise you to look up the article.
Nail on the head.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Absolutely.
We're also told yesterday, Eugene, that somebody who had been identified at one of the NFL protests had all his loyalty points removed.
Taken away.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah,
No,
I heard that as well.
reason given. He just had a letter saying
600 of them.
Yeah, 600 points removed.
600 loyalty points.
Who's the right to do
How
that?
much is that?
Graham was
How much
saying
is that?
They're looking into that to try and
But how much is that? Legally, you can't do that, right?
No,
it doesn't matter. You can say
Yes,
I
they
have the right
can.
to protest.
Yeah.
No, legally, they can do what they want with your loyalty points because they're
Seriously.
It's not the legal aspect; it's the ethical aspect.
Yeah,
the moral aspect.
Yeah,
right. That's
Well, that's the sort of
morally
thing-
repugnant.
Yeah,
what
that's
they've
the sort of
done.
thing that should go over social media. That's the sort
But
of thing.
that's the thing. We did try that, and we basically what happened is that Graham, who's watching, went and spoke to Martin Cloak at the Supporters Trust. The gentleman in question has already engaged legal counsel for fighting this.
Good.
And
Good.
so my
Yeah.
idea was that we could turn it into a cause célèbre and basically get a concerted social media thrust to basically bring it to light. Unfortunately, because he's engaged legal counsel and because the Supporters Trust is also involved, I think that the person in question has basically wants it to go through the legal process that he started rather than publicize it. So we need to put kibosh on doing it. However, there are other people. There will be other people. He won't be alone. There'll be other people.
Yeah, I was going to say that. There's got to be other people who have suffered the same fate.
I saw a photographer
yesterday.
Taking photos.
What about We Are Tottenham TV, where they frightened off their sponsors?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Stuff like that.
What is going on here? Like, I mean, it's not the Soviet Union. Like, what is it with all these?
Pure dictatorship bullshit, man.
Yeah, new nickname, Comrade Levy.
Don't you know that Levy's got a new name? The Führer.
No, Comrade Levy.
Stalin, but anyway.
The Soviet Levy.
The way that he and Donna Marie.
No. You guys can't use all those comparisons, guys. You only can use Kim Jong-un.
Yes, we can.
You can use Kim Jong-un. You can't use Führer or Comrade.
What about
Kim
Jong-un? What about Pol Pot?
Yeah, Pol Pot is good too.
No, stick with Kim Jong-un. We've got a good history with Koreans. Lee Young-pyo, Sony, I mean, Kim Jong-un, get him up front, man. I mean, he can't be any worse than Hardy.
Yeah, we've got to watch out for the missiles.
top
Unfortunately,
corner, mate, top corner.
You're talking about Eric Dyer's free kicks.
With the inevitable.
They have no guidance system.
All I'm saying, with the inevitable sack.
Yes, Bobby.
Unfortunately, I can foresee a lot of pro-Levy people saying, "You've got what you want. Let's give him time. Let's see what the new managers. Let's give him a chance. Levy's listened to you. You know, you can't go against Levy now. I can just see it now.
Yeah. Which is
Bobby,
why, again,
the sound of "Here we go again."
No, that's the
clean sheet for Delhi.
Here we go.
Yeah.
But the point is this: is that you highlight the catalogue of incompetence.
Yep.
Argos or Ratners?
Fine. So you turn around and say, okay, I made a mistake with Nuno. I fixed that. You turn around and say, okay, what about this mistake? You fix that too. This mistake, you fix that too. This mistake, you fix that too. How many mistakes are you going to make that you have to fix before you realize that you're not right for this role?
Yeah. You know? And the biggest one, sacking Pochettino. Which is worse because he lucked out. He didn't even know that was going to happen. You know, the gift horse. He looked the gift horse in the mouth by sacking Pochettino. You know what I mean?
No, but it wasn't he lucked out. It was just Murphy's law. You know, when you keep trying over and over and over again, right? Maybe once or twice you might get it right. But what we are going through now is we have to band together.
Right? I've never thought the sacking of Pochettino was the issue. I mean, let's be real. There was a lot of fans out there who were asking for Pochettino. We were in a rut. my biggest
I
issue
was
is
one of them, Bob.
Yeah,
I want to change, man. I admit it.
Exactly. But the issue is, if you stand back and look at the bigger picture, is why we were in a rut. You know, the fact he wasn't backed. For me, that was the issue. The second of Pochettino is, in a way, is all hindsight. You know, the fact we were put in a position where he had to be sacked, where he lost all confidence in Spurs, and he couldn't get on with Levy, and he wasn't able to bring the team forward. I think that's the bigger issue than the actual sacking, because I think majority of us would be hypocrites if we said, "Oh no, Hodge getting sacked was." I think the reason why he had to get sacked is the bigger issue than the sacking of him, because there were quite a few of us who wanted him gone.
Yeah, the mistake.
The bigger issue there, Bob, the picture's even wider than that. The team were getting older. They were getting worse. He knew they needed a rebuild, and Levy wouldn't probably back him up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Apparently, he was furious with the Amazon documentary as well. He did not want the cameras in his face.
Yeah.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I fucking hell, I don't even like being on camera here, for fuck's sake.
Are we that bad?
No, who? I mean, ultimately, think about it. You know, who would really be comfortable in that situation? Only an egotist, right?
Yeah, correct.
Jose.
Mourinho. Yeah.
It did become the Jose show, though, didn't it? It did become the Jose show.
The deal to film the documentary was made before we had even got to the point of considering sacking Poch. So it wasn't the fact that we did it for Mourinho, right? And one thing I'll say to you, having studied Mourinho quite in depth, that thing that you see for the cameras is a persona. He puts that on, right? Everyone that has actually spoken about Mourinho in depth says that when you get him one-on-one, he's very self-effacing. He doesn't come across as arrogant or anything like that. He's demanding, but he's not nasty, right? Yeah. That egotist thing, the reason that you saw it up at Man United, The thing that you saw.
Stop! It's only 3 goals.
The thing. It's okay, guys. No problem.
The thing that you saw at Man U and before that is basically because of the fact he's being criticised, would be hard to take from anyone. You know, after the success he's had. You know, I'm a defender of Mourinho. I think he could have brought success if he'd been backed properly and if we had a squad that were actually fighters. Look at who did well last season under Mourinho: Kane, Sonny, Højbjerg, the fighters at the time. Exactly. Kane isn't a fighter anymore. Yeah. Our fighters did well last season. Yeah, it was our weaklings that didn't.
Yeah,
correct.
These are weaklings cost us last season, honestly, didn't they?
But guys, haven't you noticed, right? We've been having this bunch of players since 3-4 years ago during even Poch.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So that's now. That's why I'm saying. No matter what happens now, even if Nuno gets sacked, right, the next person that comes in, will he be able to bring the best out of them? Right?
No,
they need to move on.
Eugene, what I was saying to you earlier on is this is a lot of these are the same players that were under Pochettino.
Yep.
Nothing's changed.
Yep.
So they've lost their willpower, if you like, to be successful now. They've got a lot older. It's time for a rebuild, and it was when Pochettino said so.
Yeah. Wise man once said about them taking their wages off.
You know, it's Adam. It's simple. It really is simple. The fact is, it's an aged squad which needs replacing. And it's not happening. It's not happening.
Just to digress. In answer to Scott's comment, tell that to Roma.
Yeah, but Scott, big up. Haven't seen him for some time. Good to see you back in, Scott. Also, read your WhatsApp message.
Can I also apply to this comment as well? Like, I think it depends on the players Mourinho has.
Correct.
Yes.
He's got fighters at Roma. He's got battlers at Roma, which works for him. They're still doing better than they were. Yeah,
They're doing better.
They're still a small club. They're not
Conte
Inter, they're
and
not AC Milan,
Mourinho.
they're not Juventus. Yeah?
Conte and Mourinho are the same. As long as there's bags of money
Yep.
to buy in players, they're successful.
Yeah, that's true.
Pochettino did it on the shoestring.
People need to drop the scales from the Mourinho era. People, they hated him from the moment. I saw comments before he was even actually officially announced, but it was well known that he was coming, that they wanted him out. They never. We as an overall fan base did not buy into him when we should have, and I'll tell you for why we should have. We should have put the desire for attractive football at that time aside. We needed to win. That was the only thing that we needed at the time that Mourinho came, and we didn't go for it. We were short-sighted. We should have bought into it, endured the crap football for a while.
No, man, why should we compromise? Why should we, you know? I mean, we come off the back of Poch, the Harry Redknapp, exciting
as well.
football.
Red.
Like, why revert into like a Mourinho style of football? He was never suited to the club.
No.
Yeah, you know, and I certainly don't want to see Tom playing that
Compromising your
type of
identity,
football.
Rez. It's compromising your
bigger
identity.
picture.
Yeah.
It's the bigger picture. Okay, we at that time, the most important thing for our squad, for our club, for our place in football was to win something, not to play attractive football. You can always change managers, you can always change styles, as we're witnessing right now. We can always go back to those things. They're not just because you stop playing, it doesn't mean it disappears into the ether, never to be seen again. We needed to win something first. Okay.
No, you know how it'll play out, Rez. It'll just be the other fans will just hit us with, "Oh, you've only won one League Cup." If we won the League Cup last year, you've only won one League Cup. If we won two, you've only won two League Cups. They're never going to stop.
Exactly.
They're never going to stop hitting us with that.
But Johnny, at least we get one.
Exactly.
Then none.
But quite frankly, he gives a flying
we can build
fuck
on
what
it.
the rest of them think.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Sorry, I'm off camera.
Yeah,
a lot of people do.
Yeah,
okay.
I know, but why? What does it matter?
I'm not arguing that, Jens. I'm not arguing whether or not it matters or not. I'm just saying that is the reality of it.
Yeah.
Okay. We are always talking about our clubs doing things. That's what banter in football is about.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
What we experience now, especially the way that the club is right now, is humiliating, is mortifying. Right? How many
Look at
times
the
have you seen
Gooners.
comments? I can't tell people that I support Spurs, or I feel that, or people laugh at me when I tell them that I support Spurs. That's important. That's an aspect of being a supporter.
It's also important, Rez. Like my nephews, I've got them into football the last couple of years, and it broke my heart yesterday. My sister said, "Oh, they stopped watching because they said it was boring." So I can't argue. And
How old are they? How old are they?
6, 4 and 6.
Yeah, man. No, they'll get back into it. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're banging. And yesterday they bought a Champions League sticker book, and they rang me up and said we can't find Tottenham in it. I'm like,
oh no.
There you go, right there, right there.
Yeah.
They can't find
Whether I
Spurs
won
in
from
it.
the 18-19 season and just
But it's,
get them an old one.
It's all right for my little one because she supports Ajax.
Ajax, right now.
What about Domestos?
She only drinks at the weekend.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Could be worse, lads. My daughter's after jumping on the Arsenal bandwagon because of Takehiro Tomiyasu going there.
I mean, my God.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know.
Guys,
and I promised her to bring him over to London for the game.
Yeah, a question from Shabina, right? Who is the better suited manager for the club? And what
Eddie
actually?
That's a good question.
Maybe.
And that will win us actually something. No, guys, the actual person what was earlier was Rest was saying actually it was if we gave Mourinho a chance, right, and not get him sacked like 6 days before a cup final, at least gave him the chance to try to win us something, right? Then maybe after that sack him, then we may had a chance to win something. But now, who is going to come in to win us things? That looks very bleak. That's how I see it.
He wants to.
Eugene, you also have to follow that statement of yours up with the fact that he got sacked, Mourinho got sacked before the cup, so that Spurs didn't have to pay extra money to him.
Yeah.
And
Rez,
here's Levy penny pinching again.
The ESL debacle was still fresh at that time. It was still raging, and that would have diverted attention as well.
Covered that.
Deflect the issues again. Yeah.
Rez, would you rather win the Turner Prize for a beautiful painting or just let us shit smeared all over a canvas?
I think we all know which one you'd rather go.
The point here is that it's not you're basically saying, would you rather win or paint beautiful canvases? Because we've tried painting beautiful canvases and didn't win anything. So maybe we should try smearing shit on a canvas just once to see if we do win the Turner Prize. And then if we don't win the Turner Prize, fine, we'll go back to painting beautiful canvases. Or if you do win the Turner Prize, you've won the Turner Prize and you can go back to painting beautiful canvases. That's the thing. It's it's
who did I lose now? Oh, Aaron. I lost Aaron. Okay. Okay.
So to Sabina's comment, I honestly don't know. As things currently stand at the moment, with what we've got in place, I mean, who would? It's a really good question. But who could succeed under this current administration?
Yeah. Just hold on, guys. Bobby, I've just put you on to mute for a while because you were getting an echo from your side. If you want to speak, just put a thumbs up. I'll put it back on. Or you're driving.
I'm gonna go anyway, guys. I'll go. I'm
you're driving, Bobby. Yeah.
Safe journey, Bob.
All right.
Drive safely, Bobby.
And if anyone's free later, 10:30, I'm doing a show. Hopefully, talking about Nuno sacking.
Yep.
Hopefully by then we'll sack. Breaking news.
Whack the link into the WhatsApp group, mate.
Yeah, we'll do. All right. See you later.
Okay.
Cheers, Kim. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Arthur.
I always think of the Family Guy episode where Brian and Stewie join the army, because there's like an advert for it, the US Army. Oh yeah.
All right.
Maybe that's where he got it.
Aaron says that he's got a call. No problem, Aaron. Right. And John Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Big up, John.
Big up, Limerick.
Thanks for support. Right. Scott. No, the point is that what? Would you rather lose with shit or lose with beauty? Oh, okay. Jose was no guarantee.
He was no guarantee that we would win. I do totally agree with you, Scott.
There's no guarantee you win with any manager, though.
The point was, if you sack him 6 days before the cup final, he absolutely isn't going to win it, is he?
Actually, it's really weird. Actually, I was going to say, Kim, I made a comment to one of my mates when we got to the final against Manchester City that someone had said that the final had been won by either Manchester City or Jose Mourinho over the last 6, 7, 8 years. And I said, at least that's not going to change. And my mate goes, not unless they sack Mourinho. And I go, oh, very good, very good.
The wild card.
There are no guarantees in football, but the likelihood was higher.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that's the point. We are the only club since Porto. We are the only club he's not won a trophy at.
I think we're the only club he's not won a trophy at ever in his career.
Yeah.
So far, anyway, because he might win nothing at Roma, but doubt it.
But he's still there, so the potential exists.
Eugene, there's a test case actually because Pep couldn't mould Man City's team into a good footballing team. Could he had to shed loads of money on full-backs, defensive midfielders, different strikers. So if he came in at Spurs, I don't think even Pep would be able to coach those guys into playing good football without the recruitment.
I'd love to be honest, I'd love to have Scott's alternative universe generator, because he seems very certain about stuff that we can't know for certain. Sorry, Scott, to put it that way. But
Scott is a good guy. We'll get him on one of these days together.
Put it that way, but
he's actually
the point is Mason definitely wasn't going to win it.
You know, it's indicative of it. We don't think critically. Okay, we emote, we react, and this is a bad thing for us in the position that we're in. We really need to.
Happy Halloween!
Perfect timing.
Yes, Halloween. Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that. thought you were talking about the comments. I was like, geez.
Okay. Welcome to Spurs Vision TV, right? Yeah. You get Halloween costumes coming in.
I hope that wasn't the message.
Arthur, are we distracting you from certain things during Halloween?
You see what a great show you get with me on here.
That wasn't. Stay off the horse.
No, that was
Arthur.
That was Scissor
where's your
Smith.
costume?
That was
where's
Scissor
Arthur's
Smith.
costume?
He's wearing it.
What does Arthur's costume look like?
People!
Is that a Tottenham werewolf in London?
No, that wasn't a werewolf. That wasn't a werewolf. That was a Donna Marie costume. That wasn't a werewolf. Donna Marie costume. Yeah, they sell them at the club shop. Donna Marie costume.
Oh dear. But thanks, Arthur. That was a good one from your missus.
Cheer us up after yesterday.
Yeah.
So all this is a clue.
Oh yeah.
You're actually 36, aren't you, Arthur? It's just premature graying.
That's right. It's called being married.
To Spurs.
Oh,
no, being married to Spurs.
I am though. It was probably Daniel Levy's pet. He just ran away from him.
Yeah.
Isn't that something to do with squirrel breeding, Res?
No, it's far too hairy to be Levy.
I remember, Johnny. I remember one show you guys did. You were talking about whales semen or something like that.
Probably. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And I was wondering, where the hell do you find that?
That might have been an old Home Nations fixture.
Yeah.
Cardiff when Seaman was still goalkeeper of England.
Yeah, we're going off on all kinds of
different Wales
on our show.
Different Wales.
I'm trying to clean it up.
Can we plug Johnny's channel just in?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, plug all you want.
Please come and watch Shelfside Spurs. So we've got Johnny, who's the host. You got Jens, who's the mad guy. You got me, who's the ranter.
Well, excuse me.
And I'm not Ben Davies expert.
and we've got Johnny's the Ben Davies expert. And seriously, we talk about some really deep, meaningful stuff. That has no relationship with Spurs.
I was the other night, and I was like, "Is this have I wandered onto the wrong stream or something?"
I don't know. I mean, we also do sort of cryptic usernames. So for those that tuned in, Johnny was called Thomas. I was called Gordon. Was called Kev was called Percy.
Why?
Right.
Why? It was a
reference to FC.
The tank engine.
What?
Yeah, so we were all named ourselves after engines on Thomas the Tank Engine. And yeah,
John, you have to be there.
I think the engine should be Henry or the Fat Controller.
Well, he was
the FC.
Yeah,
Thomas, yeah.
So yeah, do come and please, come and watch and come and comment, and talk to us, because we have a lot of fun, on Shelfside Spurs. It's really, really good. A like and a subscribe would be really,
and I love your quizzes.
Oh yeah, the Jens quiz.
And seriously, we need Jens is some kind of dark horse, right? He wins every quiz. He either gets more questions right than he gets wrong, or he beats whoever goes up against him. So we're on the lookout for people with Spurs knowledge to see if anyone exists that can actually beat Jens.
Even took out Brian Daigle at Conkers.
Even took out Brian Daigle.
Yeah.
I watched that.
But then, like, when you dropped the beating Brian Daigle, I was like, no, back away.
Yeah. This is it. So we need brave souls to come and challenge Jens as well. So
just for the fun.
Shelfside Spurs.
Shelfside Spurs,
Shelfside Spurs show.
Yeah.
As Bobby said, it's a lisper's nightmare, isn't it?
Chris Newbank is not a regular visitor. I like to go shopping, but I won't watch the Shelfside
Spurs show. Shelfside Spurs show.
Was that Chris Newbank?
And every time Res refers to Shelfside Spurs, right? He puts triple S.
Triple S.
You say it wrong. Yeah. If you say it wrongly, it could be triple X.
Yeah. No,
I think you'll find that's full English.
It's an interesting fact, actually. That is the sign for the city of Amsterdam, Triple X, and I think that's probably why it got.
Funny about that,
yeah,
Interesting.
exactly. Yeah.
That's a beer or lager, isn't it?
Fort Castlemaine.
Yeah.
That's Castlemaine.
I think
with the sherry.
That's because Australians can't spell
I
beer.
can see that. I can see the pub from here.
Oh yeah, it's an Australian beer.
Do you know what I find interesting? Do you know what I find what I find interesting about Castlemaine 4X is, or what I would like to know is, how do they get the cats to sit on the cans?
Now. Like, I actually quite used to like 4X when I used to drink. Yeah, it was probably my go-to brand.
Apparently, the Australians
I was drinking that during the League Cup.
The Australians don't drink it. They don't drink Foster's either.
They don't. No, Foster's is. I as I said, I lived in Australia for 20 odd years. I've actually got dual nationality, but yeah, no, they don't drink Foster's. When they come over here and see that you got Foster's on tap, really?
So you really are a pomme de terre.
I am indeed. Yes.
It's Castle Lager, isn't it? They drink over there.
Castle Lager, South Africa.
Yeah, it depends what state you're in. It depends what state. They're very parochial about beer of their state.
What about Jens' estate? What would you drink if you were in Jens' estate?
What, inebriated?
Yeah.
Coffee.
I need to put
coffee.
I need to answer Bob very quickly.
Yeah,
he wanted you to ask me how I felt when the wheel was invented. It's quite easy, really. I felt exactly the same as when I first laid eyes on his face.
Gobsmacked.
Oh, you asked for it.
Yeah.
We can't
This is
stop,
it's
not fair.
like. This is what we're like, right? Just talking about complete nonsense.
This is the Shell Side Spurs like preview.
Yeah, takeover. Yeah.
No.
Eugene, this is not a show now.
It's not a takeover. Hold on, guys. This is not a takeover. We do this too.
We're just like-minded souls.
Yeah, we do this too.
Have you got the Einstein picture? Is there any picture of Einstein?
Yeah, birds of a feather flock together.
Subscribe.
I used an Einstein quote on the show once, Brad, and they called me Johnny Einstein. Ever
really?
That's why he's been stuck on you all this time.
Come back, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Right. Rest keeps calling you LJ. So one day.
Hold on, timing,
Arthur needs to sneeze.
What timing?
He's a comic
Wait.
I knew that would happen. No. Okay, come back to the question. Yeah. You clip it. Hold on. One more time. Nah, it doesn't work.
I was saying his own horn.
Yeah, no, I was saying, right, Rest at one time keep referring to Johnny as LJ. So I asked, what does LJ mean?
Do you want me to tell the LJ story, Eugene? Right, so my school, right, being sensible, when I started secondary school, there was probably 200 people in our year, and they split us into 4 classes, right? There's 3 kids called John, and they decided to put us all in the same class. So we had one John was like 6 foot when he was 12, so he got called Big John. There's a fat kid, he got called Fat John, and I got left for Little John. So over time, it got abbreviated to LJ. So yeah, so that's how it got
the other one.
Robin Hood, riding through the
DJ was the big.
That's the old Dave Allen. That's the old Dave Allen joke, isn't it? Where they got Robin Hood and Little John having a wee up against a tree, and Robin Hood looks down and goes, "Oh, so that's why they call you Little John."
That's the real reason, Brad.
Brian Daigle's on.
You're right,
Brian. Brian, join us, Brian. If Ben is with you, better still. We're having a good laugh here.
Want to join in on the mad chat?
Yeah. I took Brian in my arms yesterday. We hugged when we met for the first time. So if I get COVID now, Brian, it's you.
Okay. Allegedly. We must always use the word allegedly. Yeah, because we are live on TV. Yeah.
I mean,
TV live on YouTube.
As if this was live on TV, like Sky would have a meltdown.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they're taking the action. I really honestly thought that they would be more concerned with losing face than doing it.
No,
it's come as a bit of a shock to me. I thought maybe a couple more games would be needed, but
it's much more toxic than it's ever been.
It's
more toxic than when they fired
Poch
and Jose. It's gone beyond that already. So I think
I think you're right, Jay. I think that's probably what's kicked
guys, after during the game, the fans were really chanting "Levy out, Nuno out," and all that. Right?
You don't know what you're doing when he took more off.
Nice.
That's the best side of it. That is an absolutely elite side of lettuce.
Yeah.
Lovely.
What's that?
Copperberg.
It's
Copperberg.
Fruit cider.
Cider. Okay.
Yeah.
Copperberg cherry cider.
Zoider.
Or Zoider.
It's very nice.
Partner from the West Country, Zoider.
No, it's actually from Sweden.
Okay. All right. Mr. K, my hop on while he's
Hi.
traveling. He's on the train now. Yeah, big up Mr. K. Hop on, you're still around, Mr. K.
Fuck off, Aaron.
I'm saluting you, Mr. K. You can't see me, but I'm saluting you.
We need someone to be Robin Hood, don't we, really?
And I was like, what was that about?
There is something of the monk's cassock about you at the moment, Jens. Actually,
I feel like saying
more like ET.
You'll be going Illuminati.
Oh no!
Mr. K.
Nice to see you.
Oh my days, guys!
Where have you been,
guys? It's good to be back on stream. Oh my days! Can you guys hear me clearly or not? Is it clear? Excellent.
Unless you go into a tunnel.
Yeah, I'm on a walkabout as usual. Normally on Spursvasion on Sundays, I normally do something like while I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not paying today. I'm actually popping down to Leicester to do an electrical job on a warehouse ceiling. So I'm multiversed. But no. Slowly but surely, Eugene and Kim, John, and there's been a whole host of people that have been slowly weaning me back into the Spurs community family again. And obviously, I'm a bit bushy right now, so I'll have a little beard trim before I do anything like a show or something. Yeah. But I just wanted to say that I think this is the time. I think this is the perfect time for me to come back because right now we're absolutely on our knees. Arsenal are tied for fourth.
Yep.
Right, and they're ahead of us. And you remember all that jumping and down that we did early in the season, right? It's really come down to brightest in the bum. We've started to talk about the same old again from last summer. And I think to myself that as well as we might get some therapy for ranting, say, for example, on David Harris's show, we also need to remember that we've known about this for a very long time. We've known what the attitude is, the situation is with Levy, our club, the board spending. I think right now, this season, most of the fan base is more educated and articulate on what is actually going on with our club than it was last season. The excuses and the type of shenanigans that I think somebody was saying that Donna was probably in charge of, but it seems that doesn't wash anymore. That there are some people that are going to turn around and still do the same old shenanigans, but there's more and more people that are turning around and realizing that, you know what, the writing's on the wall. Levy's at fault for everything. We can turn around and blame the manager for not being good enough. We can turn around and blame the other manager that's won every trophy under the sun right here and say he's not good enough either. Oh, yeah. But you know what it is? Sometimes we get too big for our own boots. And I think what's happening to the club right now in terms of its league position may be the type of medicine that we as the fans need to come to realize where is our team really. I think there was quite a few of us that turned around, not me, but I'm always optimistic at the beginning of the season, but there was a few others that turned around and said, hold on, our team ain't really good enough. They're going to end up about 9th. And you know what? I think we might end up 9th if we carry on, especially if we take on someone like Mason. Can you imagine taking Mason on? Oh my days, I'm in the wrong platform.
You got Kane. You got Kane. You got Kane.
This is live reporting from Stratford Station. Yes, guys.
Yeah.
This is just the best
Okay,
stream.
guys,
Megan, I'm
quick
telling you.
question. Jubilee line, does it take me to Victoria?
No.
Yes,
Yes,
it does.
No,
I
it
wouldn't know
doesn't.
anyway.
No?
Isn't the Jubilee
No, it
line?
It takes
No,
the
Victoria.
What
Waterloo.
even is the Jubilee line?
It's
That's a good one. I like that.
Underground line.
Look, it's a little bit more interesting than what we were speaking about earlier. No, you know what? I'm actually not gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna go to the central line and then change up my end. But anyway, I digress.
What about the Vicky line?
Guys, I think as well as ranting, as well as analysing, we as a fan base, we need some healing as well, because a lot of us have been going on about this for quite a long time. Poor Brian Daigle's been talking about it for like 15 years.
Yeah.
14.
It's taken about 15 years of his life, to be honest, isn't he?
Exactly. And I think this year, everyone's more or less coming together to,
Slowly but surely.
support one another. And that's the beautiful thing. I mean, look how many panel members we've had on the show today.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I think, for example, the good news is compared to last season, we've got people like We Are Tottenham TV. They're fully supportive on our side. They're fully transferred over.
Khalid, if you're still close enough, you'd have to change it. You'd have to change it Green Park.
No, I'm on the central line now. I was going to get on a mile and get the district line and just sit down all the way.
Yeah, circular
No
line
point running
there,
around.
but it'll just be a longer route. It'll be
But if I get to sit here for a
simpler,
while, waiting
simpler
for
but
it-
slower.
Well, I walked from the West Ham Stadium to Ireland the other day after the game. So
Yeah.
How
Mark
many
Swift.
showers did you have to have afterwards?
Train spotting with Mr. K.
New show
Oh my days.
Yep. That's what you get on Spurs Vision TV.
Lager.
Yes, without quite so much heroin, I'd hope.
So guys,
Don't
here's a question
disappear down
I wanted
that
to ask
toilet.
you. Guys, you're all experienced, streamers, panelists, viewers. You got your fingers on the pulse of what's going on a daily basis and a weekly basis. Can I ask a quick question? I wanted to get my show back up and running again on a Tuesday night. Now, I was going to ask, is this Tuesday too soon? Or should I wait another week?
No.
Well,
No, it's too soon.
No, I reckon if it comes today,
Yeah, considering what might be happening to Nuno, it'd probably be perfect timing.
It would be, yeah.
Okay, guys. You know what? Then that's what we're going to do. When I say we, the show is actually me and Eugene. It's just cool to talk to Kay, but it's really the two of us. And really, I can't do the show without him.
I'm talking to Kay. I'm talking to Kay.
So when it comes to talk to Kay, it's Eugene that's talking to Kay, plus all the viewers as well, like yourselves. Listen, my central line train is here. Of course, I'm going to be in every single stream from now on as much as I can make it. Right? Yeah, do my duties with David Harris's, Harris Army's show as well. So I'll be in the comments there. I'll try to comment as many panels as possible to get myself brushed up to date. I love what we're doing with a petition as well. I'm hoping that gets a bit further. We need to start applying a bit more pressure towards the powers that be to start to take notice of things. And obviously, we can't be ranting and raving when we do things like that. We have to be quite sensible. And I think that's what we need to do now. I think all that anger and frustration, it doesn't do us any good. What we need to do now is we need to start becoming positive that there's so many people around us that are starting to come together. And that's a positive thing. Honestly, there is traction and movement. And before the traction and movement takes me under the underground station, I'm going to bid everyone farewell.
Seamless.
Right? God bless all of you. And
come
on, you Spurs.
See you, guys.
See you out.
Okay.
We were actually asking about Mr. K last night, wasn't we, Rez? We were saying, has anyone seen Mr. K for a while? Yes,
good to see him. Yeah, good to see him.
No, we know. I mean, I know that Brian and Kim and Arthur have been sort of in contact with him, and it's good to see. Because he was a regular viewer. Certainly when I first started with Johnny's stream. He was always there in the comments, and then he sort of disappeared for a while, and there was a little bit of concern as to, where is he? Is he okay and stuff? So,
he just went like that.
I mean, it was good. It was good. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. This is the community aspect of it. It's so heartwarming that listen, ultimately, even with those we disagree with, right? And I've had a minority view here that people have disagreed with, but my love for for the people that share my love of Spurs is
our love.
All of that.
Yeah.
It really does. Right?
Can I just
special community.
Love Lounge. Yeah.
Can I just
you get a bit
in?
of everything on Spurs Vision TV? The Love Lounge, Train Spotting.
In an atomized,
right?
listen, in an atomized world, and we live in a very atomized world. Okay, we need these connections. We really do.
We need the attachments, all right, yeah.
So I might argue vociferously. I might one sec. No, not yet. Let me finish my serious point, and then you can come in. I know what you're like. Listen, I will say this. All right. However vociferously, however energetically, I might argue with a fellow Spurs fan, they are still the connection I have with them is still more important than that argument. Okay, I will always say that. All right. I might disagree with you, but we're still like this. All right, because we have one objective that overrides all of them. We want our club to do well.
Yes.
And that's much more important. Go on, Jens, take the piss.
We Are Tottenham TV has just said the ITKs seem to be aligned. Looks like Nuno is gone.
Is he?
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
It's just
I'm gonna have to look that up, like, because I'm like, after all these rumors, I'm gonna have to look this up, like.
No, but it's not official, but it's just what We Are Tottenham
It's
TV.
appearing everywhere. It's appearing on like the Times, website, that sort of thing.
And are they all saying Nuno sacked, or are they saying like Nuno close to sacking or something like that?
Let me check.
Just said looks like Nuno's gone.
And then of course the tabloids are going to say it's high Nuno.
Let me call
guys. The sad thing about that, Jamie, is
hold on, guys, hold on.
And then you can have the good, the bad, and the ugly, and Levy will be the ugly.
Yeah. Let me call Donna Marie, okay?
How do you spell that?
Alan. And Tottenham Hotspur website have just tweeted 2 hours ago, actually. Hugo Lloris, this is not the moment to give up. We have to stick together. Hugo Lloris. Well, our fans, we are sticking together, aren't we?
How many times have we heard that?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah. That's the third time I've heard it. One after Dynamo Zagreb, second after West Ham, third after yesterday.
You're spot on, Adam.
Adam, you're too young to remember, but you're just doing the Ted Rogers 3-2-1 just then.
The what?
He used to live down the road from me.
No, because you went. I
got his autograph. When I was doing this, I was careful when I was doing this, Jamie. Yeah, well spotted, lad. Well spotted, man.
So Tricks on Spurs Community, who's one of the ITKs there, is basically saying it's just a matter of time, apparently. Where else is it? And Hercules is the other sort of main one.
Hercules.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not said anything specific, but apparently Tricks has said it's just a matter of time. It does seem to be the rumblings. The rumblings seem to be that it's happening. From
I mean, it was always going to be a matter of time after yesterday. Like, it was always
okay,
going to
but
be a matter of time.
Okay, now if he does get sacked, right, in this 1 hour or 5 minutes, or another 2 or 3 hours time, or maybe tomorrow morning or Monday,
you're going to hang on. You're going to hang on. You're going to stay online until he gets sacked.
I have never seen. I've never seen
the news first.
Never seen the pleasure of the month hoodoo last so long.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
I'm not going to stay on until he gets sacked.
Yeah, but
on a
you
more
could.
serious
You've got the
note,
staying power.
Do they really think that this squad is going to get us out of trouble?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yes, I think they believe it.
I don't anyway.
I think they believe it. We don't.
Yeah. That's
the
what I'm saying.
The difference between them and us is we know.
Yeah.
They don't.
They
are not football people. We are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Dele and Winksy now going, yes, a new manager, a fresh start, we can clean grounds again.
Again?
Johnny, that's what worries me and scares me shitless.
Yeah. Start again.
Why did he put Dele on yesterday? Why did he put Dele on?
Yeah.
Someone's actually tweeted, I think it's actually quite nice. Someone's tweeted a guy called Ferreira Joe Lewis. He's tweeted, he's got the substitution and all the booing as a like a little film. And he's got, Stevie, this wasn't for you, bro. And I think that's really, I really like that actually, because I really felt sorry for Bergwijn yesterday when he came on.
Yeah, I did as well.
The guy's low on confidence anyway, and he comes on
that's the last thing he needed.
booing. Yeah, it was
A few
really
people tweeted Lucas Moura as well, Brad, to say that wasn't aimed at you. Just
wasn't
to
aimed at
clarify,
you.
it was aimed at the actual substitution itself, not taking the Celso off when he was having a stinker.
I mean, it's a really terrible situation in which we have to reassure our players as to what we're talking about.
Yeah, the bloody staff should be doing that.
I should say as well, guys. Before the game, I got there early yesterday because I went to meet Brian and Rez, and so I went into to the ground early. So the main group of players were warming up over the other side, near the shell side, actually shooting into a goal, and they had all the subs. And the coach, poor guy, he organised them into a ronde. He had Dele and Dombele, Reguilon, who else was on the bench yesterday? Sanchez. He was trying to get him to do a ronde.
Tanganga.
Yeah, and they asked Rodon to go in the middle, and he refused. And they all stood around there looking away at each other. It got really awkward, and you could tell, and they're all like trying to get Rodon to go in the middle. He was refusing to go in the middle of this rondo. Eventually, and Dombele, to break the ice, volunteered to go in the middle, and the lack of intensity in the rondo, it was disgusting. They were just like poking the ball with their feet, and weren't interested in knocking the ball around at all. It was disgusting, and they were just basically undermining this poor coach. He was trying to get him to play with it with any intensity. It was disgusthink to see, to be honest.
The weird thing is, I mean,
it sounds like a bit of a troublemaker.
It's a terrible. Well, no, do you know what? I think Rodon, in a way, I'm not excusing his actions, but I can understand his motivation, right? What does he have to do? How much shit does the defense have to do for him to get an opportunity? He's not been given a fair rub of the green yet.
No.
You know, give him a run in the team. What is going on? Why has Nuno not utilised him at all?
It was just clear disrespect for the coach, though. They just
absolutely,
yeah.
I think not excusing that at all, but you can. It's one of those things where it's like I can't condone what you've done, but I can understand why you've done it. You know, it really, you know, he wants to play, and he's a passionate player. That much we know. He's one of those that will always give his all. And it's like, well, what do I have to do? We've conceded, you know, our goal difference is -7. So there's obviously a problem in defence. Why don't you give me a shot? Would be his thinking, I would imagine.
It was like a standoff though, Rez. Like none of them would go in the middle until Tanguy said, "I'll go then."
Yeah, no, again,
it was on far too long.
That means it's like all the players have that kind of mentality, already, not listening to the coaching staff, not being cooperative, right? That means the rot has already settled in.
There's something, there's a problem. That's the thing. Again,
the rot has already settled in. That means Nuno will never get anything out of this groove, out of this guys, correct?
Yeah, agreed.
And the ball.
I'd like to see how Rodon and Romero, with a run of games, would look like. I think that would stiffen the defence up no end.
I think so too. I think
so. You know, Dyer is Mr. Impervious. He can never do any wrong.
The ball got knocked out of the rondo as well. So the coach threw another ball in so I could get going straight away. And one of them just put their foot on the ball and just waited for him to get back with the other ball. It was like,
for Christ's sake.
There's something wrong.
Yeah,
definitely.
Do you know why I think Dyer keeps getting picked? This is what I heard. I heard it's because obviously, you know, we don't see him off the pitch, but apparently off the pitch he's very, very smart. And he understands, or he demonstrates that he understands what a coach is asking of him, and because of that, he's deemed
Spanish as well.
He's deemed as exactly. He's deemed as someone who can be relied on. You know, so because of that, and I mean, you know, he's not great as a central defender. I think his development has damaged his career because he was played. You know, he was brought as a defender, then he was played as a defensive midfielder, then he's been dropped back into defense, and I think that's caused him problems. But he's another one who's at least committed.
I don't think he did anything wrong yesterday, to be fair.
Yeah, I think Dyer's committed. I think he's one of the few players that I have heard that he is a very intelligent guy, that sort of thing. So.
He's got a massive head, hasn't he? He should be. He's like Mr. Mackey from South Park.
I understand I understand he's a relative of Dan Deere and the Mecoms.
Fabrizio Romano's tweeting now as well. Talks ongoing between Daniel Levy, Fabio Paratici, and the whole Tottenham board to decide on Nuno Espirito Santos's future. He could be sacked, but no decision made yet, and it's going to take some hours. So,
well, I'm glad that those football luminaries like Rebecca Applehorn and Matthew Colifont are making those decisions. I'm so pleased.
No difference.
I wouldn't like to be a fly on Rez's wall because he would just punch it like.
The reason I've got such a narrow angle is because all along that wall they're just massive dents.
And the dead bodies.
It's like that ad on TV with the woman in her kitchen.
No, Rez, it's Jens.
Jens is that's right. Yeah.
Jens.
No, mate, you're too tall for me to punch you. You know,
I have to say,
I can smack you in the kneecap.
There's an interesting comment from Scott M. Should have been aimed at Lucas. Subbing him off was the one positive. I thought he was the best player on the pitch yesterday.
He was one of the few showing effort.
It was trying, yeah. You're right.
Yeah. He was our best player. It was why the substitution was one of the reasons why the substitution was being booed. Is because you take
the main reason.
Listen, if you take off the best player, right? Let's say, or the most effective player, and you bring someone else on. If you're doing it because you think there's another way of playing that could be even more effective, yeah, fine. But Bergwijn coming on for Lucas was a like for like substitution. Nothing changed, and so I mean, it was a terrible. The fact of it was terrible, but the fact that they said you don't know what you're doing was bang on the money.
Disagree, mate.
You know,
disagree, Scott.
As David said earlier, Scott, the two centre backs were on booking, so Lucas running that and would have.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't understand yesterday. And even when they brought Bergwijn on as a straight, he spent more of his time on the left hand side than on the side
and Sonny was sort of drifting over to the right, but almost didn't seem to know that he was. If that was the plan, he was supposed to be there, so he was still very central. And that right hand flank was just devoid of anyone but Royale.
Yeah.
When Tanguy came on, the players were also confused as to what formation and system they're supposed to be playing. They were arguing amongst themselves, and Nuno was shouting at them, and Ndombele was just basically going, "Don't know."
Yeah. I saw that. He said, "Come on, you know what?"
And Ndombele didn't care. Like, I don't know what. Ask Nuno. I don't know what's going on here.
It was a case of left means right means left, and bloody upwards means I don't know, backside or something. I have no idea.
And at that point, we were 2 or 3-0 down, weren't we? And there was 3 of them back for a corner. Yes. We had a corner, and there's 3 of them back, marking nobody for a corner.
Yeah. No. It seemed no instruction, no plan, no system.
Well, there was instruction, but no one could understand it. I'd say if Nuno was there shouting, there was instruction, but no one could get it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Where got instructions?
I think this is his burnout, right? Because he was burnt out at Wolves, and he really shouldn't have taken this job. He shouldn't have taken any job, not just
arrested.
You know, he should not have taken any job. He should have gone back to Portugal to be with his family for a while, recharge his batteries, and then come in. But I think having this job dangled in front of him, his thinking might have been, "This is the only chance I'll have at a top job." Certainly for the foreseeable, and so he took it. And in a way, we're irresponsible for actually offering it to him, not just because he's the wrong person, but it could have been the best manager of the world. Let's say Conte had the same mindset as saying maybe he was suffering suffering burnout after a job. It would have been irresponsible of us to offer Conte or the likes of him the job in the condition that they were in, right? Nuno shouldn't have taken the job, but we shouldn't have offered it to him for other reasons other than the fact that he's not the right manager anyway, so it's doubly bad that we offered it to him.
But guys, wouldn't he be the shortest tenure?
How long did Brian Clough last at Leeds?
44 days.
44 days.
For Spurs.
For Spurs.
Santini, I wonder how long he lasted. Wonder when
he went in November. I think he went in November from memory. But then he quit, didn't he? I don't think he was sacked. He quit.
He walked.
No, he quit,
It was all very smoke and daggers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to Google this.
Okay. But I said,
where's Jack Kinnicky when you need him? He'd know.
Exactly.
I know Santini, not Santini, because Redknapp, it was the anniversary of Redknapp's first game against Arsenal when we did our show last week. So, who's the guy who's a Spaniard that was in charge of the League Cup win?
Ramos.
Ramos. So Ramos must have been sacked that near into the season, but also he was there towards like a bit of
because it was
season as well.
M says Santini 13 games, November 5th.
Yeah, but he joined on the 3rd of June. So the 3rd of June to the 3rd of November is 5 months. So it's 5 months, 2 days for Thingy. I'm just checking when Nuno was appointed.
Nuno was
the overall reign, to be sure then.
Because Ramos had the season before, but he was sacked after 10 games because I remember when Redknapp took over.
That famous comment, and he had 4 points after 10 games.
Yeah.
So Nuno was appointed on the 1st
couldn't get any worse. Now look at us.
So Nuno was appointed on the 1st of July. Today's the 31st of October, so that would essentially be.
You've got your abacus out.
It's 3 months.
3 months.
3 months. So he could still be in post for another 2 months and still be the shortest reigning, unless there's someone who was there for less. I mean, I'm guessing we're not counting caretaker managers.
No. Permanent signings and all that. Yeah.
Well, at the rate we're going through managers, we'll be looking up Christian Gross again at this rate.
Yeah. How long was Peter Shreves in charge?
A while.
He had 2 stints, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had 2 stints.
Let me just look up his tenure as well.
And it stopped when they caught him trying to chat ladies up, curb crawling.
No, that was
David Pleat.
Huh?
That was David Pleat.
Okay. What was curb crawling?
Soliciting.
That's the very question I asked Eugene as a young innocent child when I saw he'd been sacked. My mum had to try and explain to me what curb crawling was. I don't remember what she told me at the time, but I remember distinctly thinking, why has he been sacked for just driving his car? That's in my childlike mind. I was like,
the other definition is what
is BMW.
There's another definition. It's what Jens does when he's had too much to drink. But he's not looking. He's not looking for women. He's just not able to stand up.
Stop!
Why is the room spinning?
I just remember thinking to myself, that's very harsh. He's been driving his car slowly along roads and he's been sacked as the Tottenham manager.
When you're lying on the floor and still can't hold on.
With a bad car. His license was out of date.
Hello, darling. Want a lift?
That's Jens' chat-up line.
You must have nicked that off me, Arthur.
No, the chat-up line is how much?
How much
No, he just looks out the window of his car and goes, stop.
Yeah, that's handy because I don't drive, so the missus is usually driving me.
In case you're saying, honey,
how much
stop,
for a threesome?
That sounds like driving Miss Daisy.
You take the wife curb crawling. That's romantic.
Absolutely. Yeah. I believe it's called dogging, Rez.
Driving with Susie.
God, sorry, I repent.
Can I just apologise to Susie? I'm so
me too.
sorry.
I will apologise to the viewers.
Can we apologise to Eugene?
You just see the numbers tick down generally, watching 50, 49, 48, 47, 46.
This conversation is degenerated.
We don't get 50 viewers anyway, so it's okay. Go ahead.
It's gone from 14 to 12.
Oh, Lordy.
I wish
lovely weather.
This is
lovely
the
weather for
chaos.
curb crawling.
This is the chaos that SSS brings.
Yeah,
right.
Makes no difference in the
because
car.
he would just come out with a classic line and we'd not follow out the last thing. Like.
Okay,
Like,
but okay,
remember-
next question. So,
Yeah.
but when did Johnny actually aware that was a different thing to it?
I don't know. I was just thinking that until you told me a minute ago, Eugene, I just googled it to find out what curb crawling really was.
Told you to stop googling.
Delete history. Delete history.
Yeah.
Push him on town on a Saturday night, John.
Oh.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've just discovered a new activity, John.
Yeah.
He's got a new hobby.
Oh, let me just take some details. So, in a car and driving slowly to solicit.
My car leaks on the passenger side, so the women's guaranteed.
What have I started?
And he's like, oh yeah.
I actually went to I think it's the Spurs PSV game at Wembley, and I came home and it was probably about 11 o'clock. Got off at Ealing Cobble Station. There's probably about a 7-minute walk to where I live. And I go at the station. This young girl started started running up to me, and she goes, "Oh, my name. I forget what her name was. It began with an S. I'll say Stella. It wasn't Stella, but." She goes,
it was Stella.
I used to live by Ealing Cobble Station. It's definitely Stella.
Don't use Stella. Brad, don't use Stella. Don't use Stella.
She actually said
Brad,
to me,
wait. Don't use Stella. That's my mother's name.
We'll call her Steve then.
Or Sandra.
Stacey.
We can't use Sue. We can't use Stella.
Oh, I mean,
What else
Stacey.
we can't use?
She came running up to me and she said, "Oh, hello. My name's Stacey." I said, "Hello," and she goes, "Oh, I'm starting up a new business." I goes, "Oh, that's nice," sort of thing, you know. And, she goes, "Oh, and then she goes, "Yeah, I give head jobs for £30 or whatever it was." Yeah. And I sort of
She just said, "Hardly a new business, is it?"
And I actually sort of said to her, "Oh, that's very nice. No, thank you. Good luck." Sort of thing, you know.
Can you consider £29?
I said that, Brad.
You know, that,
the look you must have had on your face.
That brings a whole new definition to seed capital.
Guys, we're running off topic, right? Okay, enough of all this. Get back to the
Eugene,
series.
save us, Eugene.
Whereabouts in Ealing Common, Brad? I used to live on Woodgrange Avenue. No, I used to live on Woodgrange Avenue, just down the road from there.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah,
Oh.
So just across from the station. Just across from the station.
Yeah.
Okay.
How have we gone from talking about how Levy's such a shit owner to this? Like, this is just unbelievable.
Don't worry.
Obviously.
It is the shelf side Spurs effect. All right?
It's not too different though, is it, Adam? Really, to be honest,
You know, yeah, you got three of us on.
It's not too different. The prostitution.
I own up
and
to
what
it.
Levy's
I
into
started
our
it.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's not really.
Yeah. But guys, now, who will take our job? Who in their right mind will take our job?
Exactly.
That is the biggest question, right? No top manager is going to come in.
No.
The squad is in shambles. They're not even listening to Jose, right? They're not listening to Nuno, right? So I guess
the pot at the end.
Yeah, in the end, right? So I guess the last option will be stuck with Mason until at least January. Right? Then Levy will do his. No.
What about Chris Powell?
Whoever comes in.
Because Chris Powell's still one of the youth managers, isn't he? And I prefer him.
There's an argument. Yeah, there's an argument. He should have got it last time as well.
Yeah.
When they
My hope is that at least Chris Powell might be there. What was happening before? He was providing the sort of Obi-Wan role for Mason. Because if it's Mason by himself and no Chris Powell, his inexperience is going to cost us a lot.
Yeah, it'd be
disastrous.
Yeah. And that's no disrespect to Ryan Mason. It'd be just disaster.
Yeah.
Well, as I see it, we're already in free fall.
Derek says this.
Oh dear.
Yeah, then you can sack him.
Can I say something to Derek? Can I say something to Derek? Off you, Bob.
To tell the truth.
No disrespect, mate. It's just a joke.
It's effectively what we have. It's just not official. That's all. He is de facto the manager.
Guys, do you actually think he's actually picking the team for Nuno too?
Not directly, but
I don't think so. No.
He's making suggestions.
Yeah, certain
exactly. Making suggestions. Yeah. When
you will pick so and so.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you consider that Levy can't take a risk with his next appointment either, there's only pretty much one person that he can hire, and that's Conte, isn't it? It's the only non-risk solution out there. Strong manager who's going to bring knock heads in the dressing room.
No, but Conte won't come.
He won't come because he wants him to spend money.
Well,
but he'll have to. That's what I mean. He'll have to.
He needs 7 members of staff, didn't he? And he's going to need a war chest. So, and quite a sizable one, looking at the state of our squad. So, if those conditions can be satisfied, then hire him by all means. Yeah. But other than that, he's just bringing in another face to fail.
Yeah.
As far as I can see.
Like you
and
said,
it'll cost us a fortune.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Scott and
that's the thing. We're not really playing attacking, are we?
Who was the guy that they brought in at Chelsea just on a contract for the end of the season?
Hiddink?
Dutch guy. Yeah, Hiddink.
Goose Hiddink.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go with someone like that to the rest of the season, just on a contract to the end of the season. But then they wouldn't pay the money for Gus Hiddink, would they? You know, he's not free. So
no, they wouldn't.
And then the problem you've got there, Brad, is that you're chopping and changing every 5 minutes. Different managers, different styles, different dictates. You know, it's a bloody mess.
What we need is continuity. We haven't had that since Poch, really. And he was one of the longest in the job, actually. Poch, wasn't he?
He was.
5 years.
Let me answer this for Derek. Derek, he's not God. He's just Kim Jong-un.
He's just a very naughty boy.
Kim Jong-un thinks he's a god. Or or tricks the North Korean.
That's what he wants.
In a way, you're both right. He is, as I say, he's a control freak. He's a control freak, and unfortunately, the worst thing that you can do, the worst thing that you can give a control freak is power.
Right?
And he has it. Yeah. Because if you give a control freak power, they will exercise it in order to try and get that control freakery into a reality. You know,
that's true.
And what we're seeing now is the results of that.
The result of it, absolutely.
All these years, guys, we're coming up to the 3-hour mark. Any more things to say, or we're just going to sit back and we have to sit back and wait for the announcement whether Nuno gets sacked or not, right? Most probably we'll join up later on Bobby's show to have whatever needs to be said there. If we do hear that the breaking news is during that time, right? But for all you know, this might go on for another few more days because I think they have to make it quite quick because Vitesse. No, not us. Vitesse is coming up soon.
I need to get some sleep and go to work. Come on, you.
If we don't win against Vitesse, I swear to God.
Yeah. No, that's why we need to do this quickly because Vitesse is coming up. All right. If they're going to sack him, they have to sack him fast. If they're not going to sack him
today or tomorrow. If it's not done today or tomorrow, he'll be in the dugout for Vitesse.
Yeah, the Vitesse game, right? And the Everton game, for all we know,
he'd be the only one at the stadium, wouldn't it? That's right. Yeah. Christ.
For all you know, right? We might have to change the manager during the international break.
They usually do. That's when they usually do it, isn't it?
Yeah. So most probably he'll still be around because maybe they'll tell him, okay, you have to go, but you got 2 more matches to handle. So hard to say what's going to happen.
Why would a manager do that? Why would the manager say I've been sacked and you want me to run your club for 3 more matches?
You're just down tools.
Oh, okay. No. If they're going to sack him, they'll sack him. If they're not going to sack him, they won't sack him. There will be no halfway house.
Yeah, they're quite swift to move when they need to, aren't they?
Yeah. Levy's quite. Yeah, you can be really.
Levy's
the only thing Enoch is slow at is sticking their hands in their pocket.
Or actually finding a new manager.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
I can't wait for another 72 days.
Yeah, can you imagine another 70-odd days?
Oh,
can't wait for that.
But Levy's desperate to be sugar, isn't he? You're fired.
Yeah. Ben on We Are Tottenham TV used to sing that, didn't he? Yeah. 70 days for a new manager, 70 days for a new manager. You'll never see that. You'll never see that. 70 days for a new manager. You'll never see that.
Not again. Not again.
Didn't
Please.
we go through a really long period, like most of a season, with an interim? I think it was David Pleat.
David Pleat, yeah.
Again.
Didn't he get done for curb crawling?
After Hoddle was sacked, didn't we have that period under David Pleat, and then Santini came along?
Yeah,
So,
Rez, that was second tenure.
Yeah. So
Jim
I mean,
Bonda.
ultimately, yeah. So I mean, I don't. It might not be 70 days. It might be 170 days before we see.
Oh God, don't say that. Don't say that, please, please. God Almighty.
I know, but I think if Levy does that again,
this
right?
board, though, yeah.
If they do that again, I think the whole fan base will go against them. That time, I think the torches and the pitchforks will all come out. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe literally in the case of some fans.
Perhaps he's such an egotist that he will do that, and the fan base will turn. Please.
If you, I've been a manager of people, in my job, and when someone first comes into an organization, they might not necessarily have all the skills that you need. So you train them. You essentially train the incompetence out of them, right?
Yeah.
To put it harshly. There's no one to train Levy. So he will keep being incompetent.
Yeah.
And so
Joe Lewis won't do it.
Yeah, exactly. So we might let's say, for instance, this time we only, we appoint a new manager 2 days after sacking Nuno. Fine. There'll be another fuck up in the future.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's no one to train him to be competent. So we can worry about getting a manager in quickly or thing. Either it'll be something he gets right this time and he'll get something wrong next time, or it could be he'll get it wrong this time and get it right next time, or he'll get it wrong this time and wrong next time as well. So we're on the cup. Yeah.
Levy is a self-perpetuating egotist.
Correct.
Yeah. That's it.
Gattuso doesn't sound so bad, does he? After Pleat got rehired
There's an article in the Evening Standard from 50 minutes ago that says apparently Fonseca and Sergio Conceição or something like that.
Yeah.
Stop.
Exactly. And that says it all, Rez.
Yeah. Well done, Derek.
Must have said it.
I mean, he's sorted them out, anyway.
He's obsessed with Barry from EastEnders, isn't he? He loves it.
Guys.
Look at Derek.
The amount of jokes you've been making here,
I don't think you can go wrong with that.
Yeah, if we end up in the regulation battle, you won't go wrong with it. Yeah. But guys, who's Barry?
He's Butcher's son, Eugene.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay.
EastEnders is a soap opera, and there used to be
EastEnders. I know, yes, but I don't know who
there used
Barry
to be a character called Barry in it, and on SSS we've got Nick who turns up. And one evening when we were doing our pseudonym thing, I like, for instance, I was called Walter White. I can't remember what we called Jens, but
Walter Dickless, wasn't it? No, it's not Dickless.
Oh,
yeah, Michael Chiklis, yeah.
No.
Okay, that's Barry.
Michael Dickless.
It's Eugene without glasses.
Yeah.
You separated that birth or something?
Separated at birth.
Yeah.
Lost twin.
But
Barry, where are you?
Nick was called Barry. Nick was called Barry, and since then it's been doing the rounds.
Okay, Barry's doing the rounds. Barry's doing the rounds. Okay.
He's a perpetual loser, Barry. I should clarify, not Nick.
Yeah.
You mean Spurs?
He got killed by his missus.
Got killed by his
what?
Janine. Yeah, on the show, not the actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Nuno.
Like Nuno.
No,
but guys,
the worst ever was when Martin Yol got told at half time that he was being sacked.
Yeah.
That
against
that
was my turn
Jamie.
as well.
Jamie, I was at that game when it went round the grounds.
Yeah.
I was
I was there.
surely not.
Yeah.
Terrible.
What was the score actually at half time in that game?
Mine, really did.
Really 1-0 and we lost 2-1, I think.
Yeah, but Martin, really did love the club.
Yeah, I love
He did.
Absolutely
Oh, big Martin was brilliant.
I love the one when he squared up with Wenger.
Guys,
yeah.
Have you ever noticed, right? Levy doesn't like people who actually love the club.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because they tell him the truth, and he doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah,
they tell him the things that he needs to hear, but he doesn't like being told what to do, and so it breaks down the relationship with them. You know, it's all. I mean, he's the seed. He's the shitty piece of grit inside the oyster, right?
Just go somewhere else for that.
But Raz, you know that shitty bit of grit that is inside the oyster, right? Creates
what
the pearl.
helps. Yeah, creates the pearl. I know it was a bad analogy, but it's like the club is a thing of beauty.
When do
we?
We play Norwich at home soon, don't we? Do we play Norwich at home soon?
Yeah,
do we?
I think so.
Yeah, well, they have failed to win any of their last 20 games in the Premier League. Spurs.
Yeah.
And they lost at home today to Leeds.
It's grease your bum times, fellas.
Oh dear, don't go there.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a scary talk.
TMI.
We're depressed enough as it is, so let's not go there.
Yeah, but guys,
this is what your life is going to be, mate. You know, you've only just started supporting us. You've only recently started supporting us. This is what we go through. It's just it's
December the 5th. December the 5th.
It's particularly bad right now.
5th
But
of December we play Norwich.
Yeah.
December.
Right.
God knows what we'll be then. Like,
I'm the ancient one, Adam, that's actually seen us do all the business.
Yeah.
Double European Cup Winners' Cup.
Wow.
You know, 8 FA Cups.
Oh.
Geez, you've seen almost everything, so Arthur.
Yeah. I have.
Yeah, Arthur's real surname is Guinness. It's Arthur Troyes you're looking for.
And Arthur is actually his middle name. His first name is Oliver, so it's Oliver Arthur Guinness. I thank you.
Yeah. And like what Brian Eagle says, right? No more quizzes of middle names.
I took my camera off and made that joke.
What was new in Naber's middle name?
When you've seen it, you've seen the great players that have come through that club and the great managers.
Yeah.
You know
what?
When Bill Nicholson died, you know, big upset. Then Keith Birkinshaw came along out of nowhere and they said, "Who's this guy?" Straight away, we're winning cups. You know, brilliant managers.
Yeah.
Now we get all this rubbish.
I just realised.
Keith Birkinshaw's still alive, isn't he?
He is still alive.
Sorry, Rez?
I realised that out of our trophy hall, you've only not seen 3 of them, I think, if I'm accurate. The 1901 FA Cup, the 1921 FA Cup, and the 1951 title. You've seen us win every other trophy.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is unbelievable.
So you are our official cup bearer.
Yeah. Oh. Yes.
We maybe
I
get
speak the truth. I don't speak with a forked tongue.
You make sure you swallow your food first.
Dear, oh dear, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie.
I can't wait to get out of here.
Okay, guys. We really got off topic, right? I think the depression.
Was there ever a topic?
My shows never have topic. You just come on and just blab all you want, right? That's the fun part of
it. We need to have a break. We need to have a break. We need to have a Kit Kat.
I think we're still on lineup. I think we're on still team lineup, aren't we, Eugene? That was the topic we're still on. Team lineup. We need to go for a second.
You were stuck on the selection. Yeah, what was the
team selection?
So now the first half. So in the first half, I think that there were.
Yes, Arthur.
Eugene, I put forward a motion. We rename the Spurs situation the Rocky Horror Show.
It sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
It is so true.
The midweek show will be named Arthur. The midweek show, right? If Nuno really does get sacked, right? It will be named the Rocky Horror Show.
Yeah.
Episode Rocky Horror Show.
You'd be wearing fishnet tights then, Eugene, for that one.
That's for tonight. That's what I'm going to do tonight.
We'll be back in a few hours.
I bet the red and white side of North London are killing themselves, though. I think.
Yeah.
Don't even want to think about it now.
I've had them messaging me all day.
Force them to jump on cliffs like lemmings.
Which is a fake thing, actually. It doesn't happen. That was all faked. Yeah, that famous film was all faked. Yeah.
Are you talking about David Pleat again?
No. There's a film of it. No.
He drives a car.
Sorry. That was bad.
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah. All right, guys. We reached the 3-hour mark. Okay.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah. I'll put you guys. Before we go, plug your channels. Let us know where we can find you. Arthur, Kim, where can we find you?
We tend to bounce around. Yeah, Dad will whore himself out to any old channel. No, there's a picture here, and you love it. I love it. Love you, Dad. I'm a bit of a Paxton Road girl, so I'm big up the Paxton Road fan.
Yeah. Support the Jodie.
Yeah, absolutely. That's us done.
I'm a fixture here, as you know.
Yeah.
And the Love Lounge.
Arthur's a fixture. Yeah, and the Love Lounge. Yeah,
the Love Lounge.
Show.
Can't forget that.
Yeah,
and of course the three boys from XXX.
No, that's just me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
The content that we raise is excellent.
Actually, I've got an idea for Arthur to have his own channel. If the things keep going the way they're going, he can have a channel called Arthur Bitter.
That's not bad, actually. That's not bad.
Get out, Jamie. Get out.
Jamie, I think that bit of cloth on your head's gone to your brain.
Yeah, I'm acting like a bit of a... No, don't say it.
Don't say it. Yeah. And Johnny, your channel?
Yeah, Shelfside Spurs Show featuring Rez and Jens and several others. Adam's always there watching. Come and subscribe, like, and hit that bell, and it tells you when we go live. So we usually do Thursday nights, unless we've got Europa Cup, and then we do Friday nights. Friday nights is quite popular, actually. We tend to get more people on a Friday night, so I think the Spurs community seem to prefer that. So yeah, we usually Thursday nights or Friday nights about 7:00. So Shelfside Spurs Show. Come and like and subscribe.
It's sort of taken over as the Friday night. It's taken over as the having a beer with your mates, isn't it?
Yeah.
But technically, they're getting Dutch courage from Jens. So
yeah.
Danish courage.
Danish courage.
No, I thought Danish courage was Lurpak.
No, it's bacon, mate.
Bacon.
Carlsberg.
Carlsberg is actually lovely. Like, I actually prefer Carlsberg just about over Heineken, to be honest.
Yeah, Carlsberg. Export's pretty good.
Proper Carlsberg brewed in Denmark's lovely. The stuff that they brew in Milton Keynes or Luton or wherever is crap.
We have Carlsberg in Malaysia too.
It's not better.
Oh, really?
Please, the exception. So
it's interesting. It's the water basically, and it's also why Guinness doesn't travel very well. Do you know, other than outside of Ireland,
he's dead, isn't he?
There is one country in the world where you can get a really, really good Guinness, apparently. And do you know what country that is?
Barbados?
Uganda.
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Yeah, but like that's surprising.
You've been drinking Nigerian Guinness again.
I'm booking my flight.
Yeah. Apparently, the water in Nigeria is
doesn't
so
taste like what it all are.
I don't think it tastes
the
that
water
good.
out there is so close to the water that they use in Ireland to brew Guinness.
A lot of things are close to what we do in Ireland. I'm not even trying to be friendly. Like, it's true. Ireland and Nigeria have a lot in common. Like,
that's what I say.
Yeah.
It's like,
And Brad,
the bread that you get in New York, you can't replicate anywhere else in the country, in the United States, because the water's really alkali over there, and it's more acidic elsewhere in the country. So the bread that they make in New York has its own is much more tasty because they can't replicate that elsewhere.
And the
it's
pizza
really
in New
interesting.
York,
Water is fascinating. I see.
The coffee's not bad as well.
No, you talk about that. You talk about whiskey too, right? Whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey.
I never had whiskey, you know.
Yeah, the water affects whiskey too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought this was about football.
Yeah, from
this guy is unbelievable. Like,
yeah, he's a good supporter.
You should see the size of his super chat. Like, the amount of money he donates to Dave Harris is unreal. Like,
amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Super chat king, as I call him.
And
Brad,
Brad, how's your channel going on? Have you recorded any songs yet?
It might be a Christmas present for you all, I think, because the way it's going at the moment. But it's tentatively titled "Songs from the Blue Sofa." Obviously, that.
Yeah.
And it'll be under the name The Average Guitarist. So when anyone logs on, they'll know what they're going to get. So
leave me out.
you want a guitarist? You should ask Johnny.
And other than that, at Brad Hotspur, as I say, they used to have that thing at Tottenham. Only one Hotspur, there's only one Brad Hotspur. So there you go.
All right. Okay. And Rest, I guess we can find you with.
You can find me with Johnny, and you can follow me on Twitter at Bats. That should actually be _Spur, not hyphen. Sorry, that's a mistake. Also dash. So yeah, just drop me a line on Twitter. I'll respond with something. I guess. So yeah.
And Jens,
I prefer if you don't find me.
He's a monk. He's in his monastery.
He's hiding in Holland somewhere.
Yeah. No, I thought you were saying you could find you somewhere with triple X.
No, I'm on Shelfside Spurs with Johnny and Rez and Barry from EastEnders and Stelios from EasyJet. That's the same bloke, isn't it?
Stelios
and George Clooney as well.
Clooney,
Okay.
And Queeve. Don't forget
Queen.
Queeve, the older version of Walter White. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, we got a guy Kev. Big shout to Kev if he's watching. We got a guy called Kev who's I think he's of Irish origin, but grew up in England. And apparently in Ireland, the name Kevin is pronounced Queven.
No, it isn't. That's literally
all this time.
My best friend is called Kevin, and we just say Kevin.
Going by what he put on his WhatsApp, so we call him Queeve.
Queeve.
No, go away.
And we
call Jens
Youngs. They call me Roz. After the prostitute in Game of Thrones, which you can see in the background there.
Right.
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
Yeah. As I say, it's chaos.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, winter is coming.
Wonderful.
As long as he doesn't make a mess on the carpet, I don't care.
No.
I think winter's definitely coming to the line.
You have to wipe yourself off.
It's here already, man. It's here already.
Yeah,
just wipe it off on the curtains and you're fine.
Great. I'm disappointed in you. I really am. I expect better from you, young man.
What if you got French blinds?
There was me.
Yeah, I ain't using this wooden thing. I'll tell you that.
I look like a skid mark.
That's a descriptive rent, wouldn't they?
Cheese grater.
Yeah.
And Adam.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. I'm in plenty of WhatsApp groups, and of course I am on bloody every freaking Tottenham channel. If you have a channel, then you better brace yourself because I'm coming to subscribe to you. Like, I'm the Tottenham fan, Irish Liam Neeson. There we go.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for your support. Thanks for your time. I will put you in the back room for a while. We'll continue our craziness in the back room, not in front of everybody. Where we can go wilder a bit, right? Okay. But before that, I have to say, give a shout out to all the guys in the the chats, right? Like
Big up
Dermot,
everyone in the chat.
Tantrum,
absolutely.
Derek Hutchinson,
Brilliant.
Aaron,
Love it.
All my
Scott
love
M,
to you guys. All my love to you
Guguma,
guys. Yeah, every single Spurs fan.
Amzo,
Derek
Mr.
Hutchinson,
K,
Tottenham Tantrum,
We're all Tottenham till we
Mark
die.
Scott
Swift,
M, Jens, Amzo, who else
Brian
we got here?
Daigle, Brian Daigle's
Mr.
really showing up.
K,
Bobby,
Mark Swift.
hope he's back home
Also,
safely.
shout out to Dave and Josh who were here earlier as well. Big up the Harris Army as well.
Dave and Josh,
Chris.
and Chris, Chris,
Aaron.
Big up, Chris.
Aaron,
Shabina. Shabina M.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Bobby.
Guguma.
Bobby was on. Yeah, Bobby.
Guguma, big up Guguma.
Nurse THFC. Nurse THFC.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone Jens would follow.
Yeah. I don't know whether Guguma, are you still watching? If you're watching, I need to follow you in Discord. Yeah. Maybe we'll catch up another time. I'll send you a message. Maybe see how it goes.
We got probably somewhere Vibev. I can't see
Vibev,
it there, but...
Oh, and then we got Graham.
And Graham, big shout out to Graham.
And Chris Agombar.
Chris Agombar, yeah. We got this Chris Agombar, Oh, guys, thanks for your support. Right. I'll put you out to one side and let me and Jamie do the closing, and I'll catch up with you in the back room for a while.
Yeah.
Guys, take care. Hold on.
Come on, you Spurs, Levy out.
Yeah. Any more messages? Yeah. Okay. Everybody's
Remember,
in the back room.
I said I didn't want to come on the show tonight because of the how I felt after the Man U result, but I have to say that was quite fun.
Yeah, therapy. Every time when this happens, it's therapy. When the results don't go that well, we have this kind of a scenario come up. So thanks for all the guys watching, right? Whether you're going to watch now or watch later, right? Don't forget to subscribe to Spursvasion, Shelfside Spurs, Irish Hotspur, Josh, the Tottenham guy, right? All the channels that were on. Of course, Bob Spur, not to forget, right? And
whatever channel Mr. K is going to start.
appear on next. And guys, thanks for support, right? Let's hope we get whether Nuno's going to get sacked. We're going to find out in a couple hours time, or maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, maybe tomorrow. We'll find out, right? And let's see who's the new manager coming in. Before that, Jamie, any last words from you?
Sorry, everybody, all my church buddies. I just got a little bit carried away with the childish humor, but yes, we needed to have some catharsis after the Man U result, and now we're expecting more wonderful chaos in the weeks to come.
Yeah, all right. And before we go, Levy out. Take care, guys. Catch up next time.